We're on.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear us? How is the sound? Let us know how the sound is.
Yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
You always smile more than I do.
You make me smile.
Oh, jeez. Oh, you make me laugh.
So what's the theme tonight?
Fool me once. ... Fool me once.
Does anyone know where that's from?
And it's on a pretty serious note, too.
Mm-hmm.
A very serious, but so important personally for all of us. That fool me once. I'm sure others out there know the saying, fool me once, shame on you for fooling me. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Mm-hmm.
I should have learned. I should have known better. Why? Why should I have known better? Why? Why is it so important that I know?
Well, if we don't know, then we could get hurt.
Yeah, I have the responsibility to protect myself from being fooled.
Mm-hmm.
It's my responsibility. It's mine. And the first time, it's like, oh, I had no clue what was happening. I didn't know. It was new to me. I didn't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't see. I didn't understand what I was looking at. So after that point, well, I guess I better start studying up on what's happening. I am responsible for what comes at me and my family. Otherwise, it's a shame on me if I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because each one of us is responsible, needs to be responsible for our own. We need to be, because someone else is going to only take advantage of it. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Does everybody do that? No, everybody does not do that. No. But the ones that do that, do that.
Mm-hmm.
And they do it to ones who are, unfortunately, unsuspecting, who didn't know, weren't watching. And they know who that is, unfortunately, too.
Mm-hmm.
So now we need to step things up. This brings in the other concept that plays in with all of this is the tyrant. Oh, it's just got to do with the tyrant. Well, the tyrant, and it's a Greek thing. Tyrant is a Greek word, Greek concept. It's like Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, he was a tyrant. He was. Remember what the Bible says about him? Fierce hunter, mm-hmm. Hunter of men, and everything. Well, what did that mean? Well, he was rich. He was powerful, rich. He was brutal. He wasn't afraid to murder his way to greatness. And in the process, no doubt, he didn't tell the truth. You can't imagine, oh, what a truthful person he must have been. No, along with his tyrannical nature, he was a liar. He was devious. And what goes along with all tyrants and all kings and all people in great authority, they love their slaves. I mean, they desire their slaves. They don't love their slaves. They desire slaves. How do they make slaves? Any way they can. By force, by brutality, or by promises. Well, what promises are they going to make? Well, not everyone is as rich as the tyrant. In fact, the tyrant is rich because basically he steals from everyone else. He extracts power, wealth from the little people, the powerless people. He gets power from them because they have power individually. Like batteries, each battery has its power. It does. Well, he wants that individual power. And he knows how to get it through fear, fierceness, and promises. Well, the other side of it is the subjects, those who would be slaves, who are slaves, they desire what the tyrant has, wealth. Now, does that mean they want to be as wealthy as the tyrant? No. No, they don't want to be wealthy like the tyrant. They just need more because they're poor. They'd like to have, well, enough riches to go forward in life. How much, for example, how much wealth do you want? Do you want so much, you're so much more wealthy than anyone and everyone? Probably not. I don't, but I do want enough. I do. I don't want to be poor. I don't think there's any pride or dignity in poorness. There is no dignity in being poor. Well, unfortunately, the the tyrant impoverishes the people that he conquers, because then they keep looking to him for blessing. Oh, I hope the tyrant wants to give us what we need. He's got it. And he promises it. Oh, who does he promise it to? He promises it to those that, what? What do you have to do with a tyrant?
You have to please them. You have to listen to them. You have to give them what they want.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're going to punish you.
Oh, yeah. Obey me. Oh, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to provide you with security that you don't have. You do want that, don't you? Yes. Well, I'll provide it for you. All you have to do is provide to me what I'm looking for. Make me happy. Serve me. I'll make you secure. Oh, well, don't forget, the tyrant got to be the way he is because he's brutal, number one. And number two, he doesn't tell the truth. Now, do you think he's going to tell you the truth in the promises for security and safety if he didn't tell others? And if he tricked others and was devious, now all of a sudden he's going to be honest with you? Well, I hope so, says the person who desires his riches. I hope so. I need that security, and I don't have it. And he's got it, and he promises me, and I think he says he will. Oh, he says he will. Besides, I don't have anything. What do I have? Well, that's a good question. What do you have? And this is why it's so important to know yourself. I have what the tyrant wants. See, that's why he pursues us. He wants our power. But see, he wants to make it seem like, oh, you don't have enough power. Oh, you don't have enough anything. You'll be better off.
Hold on just a second. Sorry.
You'll be better off. You'll be better off serving me. Much better off. You have no ability in yourselves. Oh, I know, says most of the people. That's true, we don't. We'll serve the tyrant because he promises his wealth. He promises security, at least, security. Well, understand this, that anyone who has dealings with the tyrant is owned by the tyrant. He owns. That's what a tyrant is. He owns. He doesn't have nice relations with them. No, he owns them. But they, in their minds, think that they're going to get a good deal out of this. Yeah, yeah, convinced of it, convinced of it. But they end up finding out that tyrants do what tyrants do. They enslave. So they offer themselves as willing servants only to become the slaves of the tyrant in every single way, enslaved, as well as their family becoming enslaved. For what purpose? For anything that the tyrant wants to do with them. He wants your children to go to war, to fight and kill children from another place so that he can have more land, more resources. Oh, well, if the tyrant says we must do that, because we'll benefit from that. Yeah, yeah. We give up our family. He will. It's a sacrifice. Yeah. Or maybe he wants your children for his personal use. And I mean that in the most deviant way, for his personal use. Why? Because that's what the tyrant likes. Tyrant does not love you. Tyrant likes what you have. You have value. You have power. You have wealth. Human power, human value, human wealth. He knows how to secure it by fear, brutality, punishment, and promises. Oh, well, promises don't work unless you accept them. You accept the promise. Because, well, you see, I really desire that. Oh, I need it. I want it. We can have it. How else will we have it? How else will we attain what we need? Well, the tyrant is glad that you think that way. He's really glad that you think that way because he knows that you have the power that he wants, but he knows that you don't think you have power to achieve what you or I need. He knows that we don't have that self-awareness. He's glad that we have that hunger for what he has, not the desire to use what we have, our power, to achieve what we need. And he knows that because I'm fearful, it's going to work. It's going to work. On the other hand, there's another group of people that said, I don't want anything that tyrant has. I don't want anything to do with him. I don't want his riches. I don't want his security. I will not serve him. I do not trust him. I have my power, and he is not going to get it, nor my family's, if I can help it. Personally, I will not give my power to him, my service to him, my anything to him. I will do everything I can to be free of that arrangement. I will break, and if I found myself within it by force, I will do everything to break free from it to the end, to the max. I will break free or die trying. I will not serve the tyrant. So you got these two groups of people. And they could be in the same family too, by the way. They really could be in the very same family. One says, I will serve this tyrant. He will provide me with security. I will offer myself as slave. He will give me the security I need. He promised it. And then you get the other person who says he's not going to give you anything that you need. He's going to take everything you have. Oh, well, see, the two don't The two don't agree. They don't see eye to eye. They don't perceive things the same way. One has a certain, they both have the need for what, for power, for resources, for the means to live. They both have the need for security, but one is more, succumbs more to power, to fear, to greed of what someone can give them, rather than the desire to use their power to achieve what they need. Why? Why do they know that? Well, I guess that's the difference in people. And so it determines who they are. Um, One has the confidence that we can do this on our own. We will do it. I know it'll be hard, but we've got the intelligence, we've got the ability, we can do this. And besides, I will not enslave myself to the tyrant. Oh, why? He promises. Well, see, had someone known the way a tyrant works, maybe they say, we were fooled once by that promise, those promises, but not again. Tyrants do the same thing that they always did. Tyrants have been operating on this earth from the beginning, the very, 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 very beginning, very beginning. Call it even Genesis, if you want, from Genesis, if you'd like, from the beginning. And it's interesting, if you want to draw a parallel to the way tyrants operate. It's fear. And interestingly, by limiting your knowledge, oh, don't you look into this. That's for the tyrant only. It's not for you to look into. Nothing to see here. Get away.
We are told right in Genesis,
Yeah,
a command.
yeah. Forget Genesis for a second, though. Forget Genesis for a second. You're probably familiar with this group of men called the governing body. And you're probably familiar with how they very zealously basically forbid taking in knowledge, outside knowledge, information, which would do what? It would help people make a living, survive, have some financial, social security, and not be poor or impoverished in their later life, especially. See, the governing body made sure, as tyrants, they made sure that they got our value, our power, our wealth, the wealth of our family, the wealth of our physical power to build their stupid kingdom halls and everything else. And now they have a wonderful, powerful, rich real estate company, thanks to the work of us, who willingly gave it to them because they promised. Didn't they promise something? Weren't there a number of promises that they gave? Oh, lots of promises. Oh boy, lots of promises. Don't you love those promises? Yes, I love those promises. Oh, we can talk about those promises right now, but you know what? I'm not gonna. Because you know what those promises are. We all know what those promises are. Oh, they're so lovely too and wonderful. And they're all false. They're all false. Because that's the way a tyrant rolls. He extracts the wealth of the poor to enrich him by promising them security in return, which they never get. They only get ripped off by him and used. Oh. Well, no wonder some people want to break free or die trying. No wonder some will not enter into agreements with the tyrant, because they know, you're not going to fool me. He doesn't fool me at all. And unfortunately, there was a large group of people that got sucked in, just like Rutherford said, by a snare. He said religion, not just their religion, but he meant this. He really meant this. Religion. It's a pretty broad swath of humanity, of human institution. Religion is a snare and a racket. And if you don't know what a racket is, it's like the mafia, okay? It's a very profitable, very illegal business activity which utilizes people without any concern for their welfare. It's brutal, absolutely brutal. Very profitable, but very brutal. That's a racket. And that's what the society, the Watchtower Society, has proven. They've proven it. And they're still proving it to us that they lie, they do not apologize, they're brutal, and they steal from their people. They stole futures. They stole the future from people because people were willing to expend themselves in kingdom service rather than go to college, go to higher education, get a career in some way or another, all different ways to gain knowledge. No, don't do that. Use your power for us and we will bless you. Oh my goodness, you will get so blessed. You can't even stand it. In fact, some people, some tyrants even say, we're going to bless you and give you until you get tired of receiving the blessings. Did you ever hear that before? Well, see, all tyrants kind of work the same way. And unfortunately, it's because people, the human, has that nature, the desire for security from someone who will give it to them in return for service to them. And it never happens. It hasn't happened yet in human history. The tyrant has always gotten the power of the people, and the people have enslaved themselves to the tyrant. Too bad, people. Too bad for people. But the ones who chose to be free, who chose to exercise their personal ability, because they realized, look, the tyrant wouldn't want my service to him if I didn't have power. I got the power. I'm going to use it. I'm not going to let him use it. He wouldn't want me if I was useless. I'm not useless. I will use my power for my security. I will. And I will resist every effort of that tyrant. And just something to think about. Back to Genesis.
Do we see a pattern here?
I mean, is there a parallel?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a parallel? What was forbidden by the Watchtower?
They did not want anyone to go to college, university, higher education.
Yeah. And what did the authority figure, whoever that was, in that lovely garden, tell Adam and Eve, or just Adam? Don't touch the tree of knowledge of good and bad. Oh, if you touch that, you're gonna die. Ooh. Oh, really? Really? I don't take in the knowledge, good and bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Just like the society. Oh no, we'll feed you. We'll give you everything you need. Yeah, yeah. Isn't it interesting, the parallel there?
I thought so. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
So it goes way back. It's nothing new.
Nothing new. Nothing new under the sun. So the moral here is, how many times do we need to be fooled? How many times do we need to be fooled by where security really comes from? By who really has the power to basically secure ourselves? Who? Who has that power? Who has the responsibility for that power? Some people feel it's me,
Mhm.
it's myself, no one outside of me. No one. And if they try to promise me, I know what they want. They want my power. And if I give it to them, I won't have any. I will be left without. Trick, big trick. Rutherford knew that. Joe Rutherford, he told the truth. He spilled the beans. He said, religion is a snare and a racket. He was such a, you got to understand, he was a pretty savvy guy. He had a big mouth and a big appetite for nasty things. But he couldn't contain himself. He had to give it away when he said religion is a snare. Not just their watchtower religion. They weren't even a religion at that time. He didn't say watchtower. He said religion because he knew. He knew. And others, see, because I don't think he personally came up with that statement. There was a commonly known statement among the elite, the power people. They said, oh, this religion thing, all it's doing, it's snaring people. It's promising them things that they're looking for. They're never going to get it, but they like it. So it's going to snare them. And a snare is something where the person who sets the snare gets the victim. All the victim was looking for was a piece of food. They weren't an enemy. They weren't a nasty person. They were just looking for food. And the person who set the snare, religion, was looking to eat them. And it has. It's eating people alive. And consequently, there are many people people among us right now that have realized Watchtower, it was an absolute snare. It was an absolute scam. And we got took bad. And people are also realizing that with religion in general. Religion. I don't care what religion it is. I don't care. Religion. Because see, religion is a man institution. Religion literally means to gather back. Gather back what? Well, the king says, you guys in my court, you guys that attend to me and get me the slaves that I want because I like slaves, why don't you do something to see if you can develop a system that'll kind of corral people so that we got a nice big population of people to draw from for slaves. We'll call it religion. Because religion literally means to gather back. I want them back. They kind of drifted out into the world and away from me. You know what? I want them back. So gather them back, just like stray sheep, stray animals, stray cattle. Gather them back. Oh, yeah, we can do that, says religion. Yeah, we can do that. And I'm sure, King, you're going to give us, we're going to have a cozy relationship with you, aren't we? Yes. Oh, yes. We'll work together. And they do. And they have. And so many people are becoming so much more awake to that. If you cruise around the internet a little bit, you realize that you are not the only awake people going. And all the other religions, they realize, these guys have been taking advantage of us forever from the beginning. It's time that they stop. It's time that we stop. See, I can't stop them, but I can stop me and retain my power for my need and not blame anyone else or look to anyone else for what I can do. And see, this kind of ties into why we celebrate. It's an interesting question. Do you think slaves celebrate? Think of a slave. I mean it. Downtrodden slave.
I think so.
What do they celebrate? I don't know. How can they celebrate anything? They're used. They're abused. Everything that they have is taken from them. They're injured. What? How can they celebrate?
They can't.
No.
What are they going to celebrate?
Nothing. The ones who celebrate are ones who've made achievements for themselves. They celebrate their achievements. Well, if you don't have any achievements, what do you celebrate? Nothing. You can't celebrate anything. You can't. Someone could say, oh, look, I value you. I don't, and no matter what you've achieved, I still value you as a human being. I understand that. But personally, you have nothing to celebrate unless you've made some achievements. And achievements can range from the simplest to the most magnificent. Everyone is capable of achievements. Everyone, if they allow themselves to. And so that's why we make achievements. We have reason to celebrate ourselves as well as others who've made achievements. It's a beautiful thing to support each other in our achievements and to celebrate with each other in our achievements, but only if we're not fooled by the tyrant, and only if we don't rely on his false promises. We have the power. That's what he wants, but that's what we need. And that's what gets our achievements, our power, in the lack of fear, and the courage to use them for ourselves, knowing that's what we were given them for. We were given our abilities for our security, to use them. I think there's so much that's happened and it's been happening that points, that illustrates all this. And I'm thankful that there are people like us and others, many others that aren't here, that aren't with Jehovah's Witnesses around the world, that are realizing they have their power and they feel comfortable in their ability to achieve their salvation on this earth the way we are. Now,
Now, do we celebrate birthdays?
I say the people that came on here have achieved something big.
Yeah, it
Usually.
takes courage. It takes courage to do what you did, what we did. Don't ever underestimate that.
No.
We were talking to someone that we knew in the congregation. We weren't really close to her, but she knows our daughters. And apparently she was talking to someone, and she said, oh, the Greenos. She said, they are angry apostates. And they left because of pedophilia. And I felt so good inside when I heard that. I was like, oh,
goodness,
it's wonderful.
That's right. Let them figure that out.
They
someday.
know, number one, that we're angry. Number two, we are apostates. And number three, we left because of pedophilia.
Yeah. We'd rather be angry rather than immoral.
Right. I mean,
or illegal.
Joe and I are still together.
You know what I mean?
We're
here too. I know too. So at least they acknowledge that.
They acknowledge it. So if they heard themselves, it's like
they're listening.
It's like
slowly
pedophilia. It's like they're in support of it if they're not against it.
Yeah. But they don't know it yet. They're fooled.
Yeah.
See,
sad.
See, to be fooled is one thing, but to be a fool is quite another. That means you ain't learned a thing. You're just practicing the same thing over and over. We don't want to be fools, but unfortunately, we all, we suffer the fool once in a while. We do. It's our nature, because we were forbidden knowledge. And it started back in the garden. Whoever told Adam to stay away from the tree of knowledge, good and bad, no different than the governing body in New York State, which they always say, which is such a disgrace to the state. No different. If it worked out bad for the ones that were in Watchtower for avoiding education. It didn't work out very good for Adam in the garden the same way. The tricks are no different than what they were. The snare from the beginning. Now we know. Now we know. Now what? Now what? We made the achievement of at least recognizing and taking our stand. And I appreciate that, to be in company with others that are doing that. Is there a song?
Yeah, can we?
Or do you want to do this first?
Oh, yeah, we got the song. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, Sean, if you want to play, we'll see if we can do it.
Short, just a short thing. Doesn't have to be long.
Of that
Short,
song.
short as you want. I think we'll get the point.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you, Shauna.
Yeah, if anybody recognizes that song, that was way back in the 80s?
It's way back.
Way back. Maybe even older than that.
I think so. Yeah.
But anyway, we don't want to play the fool.
No.
We were fooled.
No, look, it's something every one of us falls into. Everyone falls into it. But we owe it to ourselves to do everything we can. And that's where staying in company with each other, who loves each other. We inform each other. We share with each other the problems and the difficulties and the dangers.
Hadassah says, not only did Eve have guts by taking the fruit, she gave some to her husband. Smart.
Yeah. And I want you to think about something, too. There was someone, too, else who actually confronted them and said, who told you that you would die if you ate of the fruit of the knowledge of good and bad? Who told you? Who was the one that forbid the knowledge that you needed for your life? Who? Because they were your enemy. Something to think about. Something to think about.
Wild Wall said that it came out in 1972. Everybody Plays the Fool. 1972 song, first recorded by American R&B group, The Main Ingredient. Thanks, Wild.
There's some people out there that like that song, like those artists too. So
yeah. So, speaking of celebrating, now can we get right into the birthdays?
I think we should celebrate.
Okay.
I think we should celebrate.
So September birthdays. For the first week in September, we have Rebecca Wise and Lee. They have their birthday week. Okay. September 1st.
Well, I can do this.
You want to do some?
No, you.
No. You got your glasses
too much.
on.
Go ahead.
All right. Elsa Brownlees, Nate Truly, and Tommy Gatsky. September 3rd, Maya Faircloth David. Happy birthday. September 5th, Maria Benson. September 6th, Bob. September 7th, Mickey McAllen. Tell me if you want to jump in.
No, you go ahead.
September 8th, Suzanne Snyder. The 9th, Annette Haas. The 10th, Jen M's. It's supposed to be son. Sorry.
Oh, son?
Yeah, they're supposed to be son.
Oh,
Simon. That was a misprint. Debbie's great-grandson, Liam. September 11th, Michaela Mully. The 12th, Jessica Basinger Sipe and AJ Stringham. The 13th, Pete from Canada. 15th, Seth Coulter. He's going to be 31 years old. And LJ Welsh. The 16th is Ulz de Great. 19th, Deanna Elise Moore and Aaron Williamson. 21st, Johnny Lisbon. The 23rd, Sandra Pavlich. 24th, Fritz Springmeyer and Rodney Allgood.
Same birth.
27th, Jonathan Wilson. 28th, Mary McKenzie. The 29th, Morgan Wales.
Whalen.
Whalen. And one more that we just found out tonight, Denise Hedberg, and she's in the chat, is September 7th. Happy
birthday.
And we've got a birthday song.
Yes.
Now, anniversaries. We need some anniversaries. If anyone knows of anyone,
let us know.
We know that they're out there. We don't have any listed yet.
Yeah, I mean, in the chat or whatever. If someone wants
and other birthdays too. Please let us know. JW Apostate Family and my wife Sierra. When is that?
Add my wife Sierra. Clara? Is Sierra?
Sierra. What is that? JW Apostate Family. Let me see. Seth, upcoming birthday, yes. Happy birthday, September, babies. Okay, so if we missed anybody.
If they're going to put it in.
Yeah, if anybody, JW Apostate Family is in Georgia State area. Yes, we know JW Apostate Family.
Yes, we
do.
Okay.
Yeah. Now we have some upcoming events. September 3rd is today. There's an ex-brotherly love in Philly meetup going on. Probably ended by now. Okay, sorry about that. Yep, and we did go to a Philly meetup. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
The 7th, this Sunday, is ExJW meetup in Frankfort, New York with Joe and Fran. So if anyone is in the Frankfort, New York area, Sunday, starting at 12, bring a dish to pass. Put something in the dish. And
or bring snacks, drinks,
whatever you like. We're going to have lots of food.
Yep.
And the address is there. It's at my house that I grew up in, 704 South Frankfort Street, Frankfort, New York. And if you want to let us know what you're bringing, that would be nice. But it's going to be this Sunday at 12 o'clock noon. It's going to go on all day. So if you can't come at 12, come later. September 26th and 27th, this is really becoming popular. It's the Las Vegas, Nevada ExJW meetup. It's on for 2 days. Again, it's September 26th, starting at 6 p.m., and it's going to go through September 27th. They're going to go to a, what do they call that? A brew house, a beer house.
Microbrewery?
Yeah, beer house is actually the name of it. For dinner and drinks, they're going bowling. Just go on the ExJWFriends website and you'll see all the details. If you need more information, you can get in touch with JP. We can give you his information. He's in California. JP also goes, what's his other name?
Shack Composer.
Shack Composer, yep. So he can give you some details. He'll be going. And let's see, any other meetups? Oh yes, October 18th, ExJW meetup in Port Orange, Florida, starting at 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. And that is going to be in Florida. So if anybody's in the Florida area, there's plenty of time. It's at the Foxtail Coffee Shop. And if you know of any other meetups, please let us know. We'll put them on the calendar here. Let's see, what other events and things do we have? We have a sad announcement. Some of you may know someone may know Nancy Sardo Scott. Her husband Bob passed away this week, and the address will be coming up on the screen right there. Nancy Sardo Scott, 1803 Academy Street, Scranton, Pennsylvania, 18504, United States. We met Bob a couple times. We had meetups in Scranton. Very nice person. He suffered a lot at the end, but no more suffering.
No.
And Nancy would appreciate a card, or if you want, you can text her. I'll give you her information if you let me know. So our hearts are with Nancy and her family. We have another special announcement. Charlotte from New Brunswick, Canada, disassociated. And they said her name, I think it was last week. She's 81 years old. And we are so proud of Charlotte. We talked to her on the phone. She was a PMO since COVID. She was baptized June 27th, 2009. So she was a witness for a while. But she just couldn't stand it anymore. And she wrote her letter. She's gotten some of her so-called friends telling her to come back to Jehovah. She says, I will never go back. Never.
Now, didn't we also hear of an elder and
5 in his family?
5 in his family?
Yeah, that was on Reddit.
Are going to.
They all disassociated.
They were going to do it all at once.
All at once. They're making
at
the announcement. Yeah. They're making the announcement. Can you imagine?
I'd like to go to that meeting.
I would love to listen to that. But anyway, I saw that on Reddit. If you get Reddit, you might look it up. But 5 in the family. Yeah. Husband, wife, children.
Yeah,
Can you imagine?
If you're in that area, it'd be fun to go to the meeting.
I know, I would love to
clap.
Yeah, really. That's a good one. So, announcements. Let's see, we have Seth in the background. And Seth had some exciting news this weekend. He's going to be Rick Fearon the second.
I'm jealous. You're doing great, Seth.
We're calling him Rick Fearon the second because of his protest. Him and Felicia and Dakota. So if they're still backstage, we've got some video that they sent us. Hi, Seth.
Hey, Seth.
You're muted.
Hello, friends. Hello.
Shall we show the video first of you
Absolutely.
At the protest? Okay.
I did just post a few other videos on the YouTube page. We have more coming. It's just been a crazy week, but yeah, you can show what you have. Okay.
Yeah, and when Sean is ready. Okay, I love this. I'm not a little enemy of God.
Wow.
ExJWFriends.com. And guess who wore this? There he is.
That's
Dakota.
Beautiful.
I love it.
God.
I love
this
it.
Is beautiful.
I just love it. It's so good. Was that your idea, Seth, or Felicia's, or both?
No, actually, I got the idea from the comments here. That's how important the comment section is on here and how I love to be in touch. I forgot exactly who put that on there, but I thought, oh, I love it.
Because
it's perfect.
It's
perfect.
That is just perfect.
And you know how people like to look at children.
Hi. Hi, Mommy. We're happy out here. We've got our ExJW Friends button on, our little CB, and that.
That's perfect. That's beautiful.
Let's see. Did we have another one, Shauna? You had an interesting encounter, Seth.
Oh boy, interesting. I wish that was the word for it. So I'll just start from the top. We went out there on, we're out there parts of all 3 days for this last weekend. But Sunday, we went out there and we were walking there, preparing. We're always nervous beforehand. We always get a little nervous.
That's natural.
But you know, exactly. We get a little nervous, but then we get there. We walk through with our sign. I'm holding a small one, telling people it's okay to question. Felicia's holding the smile, a very positive message. Smile. It's not all doom and gloom. And Dakota's always got the I'm not a little enemy of God. And so we're walking through there, and an attendant just starts yelling. He whistles. He whistles. You're not allowed to walk through. He starts yelling. The attendant started yelling, and he said, "You're not allowed to walk through here." And attendants, call the police. It's like what I said. I know my First Amendment rights. We're on a public sidewalk. We're walking through. We're not stopping traffic. We're not stopping pedestrians. We're not even talking to them at this point. We're just walking through, and we get to the other side. And you know, we hold our signs for about an hour or so. Felicia said that she heard them say, "You're not allowed to walk back through here again." And so I said, "Oh yeah," because I still have that little bit of boldness. Although our message is positive, and our message are for the rank and file. It's not for the elders, unless they. I mean, obviously, elders can reconsider things. Mm-hmm. It's not for the attendants. We're not there to we could be holding signs that say "Watchtower is evil" or whatever. We're there for the support that maybe just one person needs to leave.
Yeah.
And so we're there for an hour and a half or so as they're leaving. So many good experiences, so many smiles, waves. People stop and say, "Hey, how's it going today?" It's going great. They're reading our signs. They're reading every word on it.
That's fabulous.
It is great. And these people are so kind. We did have one person walk by and said, "You're an idiot." And I we were quick on that one. Said, "Wow, I can't imagine Jesus saying that to me." But anyway, she walked by, but most of them were very positive. Every kid and every teenager read the sign. Well, as we're about to leave, here's the fun part. We were restrained illegally. By that I mean the public sidewalk. There's 8 to 10 attendants who built a wall.
Wow.
And I got video of that. It's a short on the YouTube page. So if you go check out the ExJW Coulter's page on YouTube, you'll see that short, and it has about 8 to 10 men there. Well, I walked toward them. They push the stroller we had Dakota in. They push it to the side. Trying to stop us from going through. And I said, "This is a public sidewalk." And, you know, being a city of Springfield employee and things like that, I had insight on this. And I said, "You cannot do it." He said, "We rent this building and the sidewalk too." And they were so firm and adamant. And we'll have a video about this whole experience coming out too. That's going to be fun. And so I had a good back and forth with them, and we got some audio. We were able to record some audio. But it got tense. It got real tense. And I tell you what, we walked away, and I said, "Well, you're probably going to be hearing from my lawyer." And I reached out to the city of Springfield, and I reached out to the police department. They both said that's a public sidewalk. They had no right to do that. So then I took it to the next level and reached out to the event venue and asked them, you know, should I lawyer up? And they said, "Whoa, what for? What for?" Well, I'm currently in talks with them. That's going to take a little bit. But it could be that maybe they'll never be allowed to rent that facility again, for all I know.
Yeah, that's menacing. That was menacing what they were doing. Menacing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was unprofessional. It was unreal, and we were peaceful.
They had no rights to touch you.
We've been to so many conventions. All of us have. And we've seen protests. We've seen the megaphones. We've seen the heavy signs. And it's definitely it was harassment to not let us walk on a By the way, our signs were rolled back up, put in his stroller, and we were walking through, just walking. So for them to do that, it was absolutely not okay.
Yeah,
So we're
stick
getting
close.
that exposed.
Yeah, stick
Go
close
ahead.
with the
Sorry.
management. Stick close with the management.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're going to work with them as well as
Yep.
the, you know how I have the background in TV news.
Mm-hmm.
I reached out to the local news station.
Yeah.
Now, I have not heard back from them yet, but
Good.
it's going to be interesting. I do plan on sending the video as far as to my congressman, and I want this to kind of get out there a little bit, but it's going to definitely be fun.
It needs to. Good for you. Great work.
Absolutely.
Great work.
So that was our fun for the weekend, and we just had to update everyone.
Thank you. You did so well.
It's been a blast. It's been a blast. So
yes,
that is something. Felicia and Dakota, they went out on a walk. He's kind of cranky this afternoon, but and I just got a message. he stepped in some no-nos, so they got to wash that off. But it's great. So if anyone would ever like to join, again, I got my YouTube page, the ExJW Coulters. Anyone ever want to join or come to Springfield sometime? You're welcome.
That would be fun.
That
would be fun.
Love to see
yeah.
it.
So that's it. That's it.
Well,
for the
and then our next
convention.
opportunity.
When?
Right. Our next opportunity is in November.
Okay.
We have 2 weekends, both Saturday and Sunday, of assemblies. So 1-day assemblies. So both Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be back out there again because it's the right thing to do.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You know what, Seth? You might also
Absolutely.
send a letter to the society and explain to them what happened and how they literally handled you, and and ask them if this is something that they support.
Yeah, really.
Well, and I was actually able to ask names.
Mm-hmm.
Felicia was recording with audio. We were going to do video, but she was nervous and I was nervous too.
Oh,
so it's okay.
Oh, yeah. You did fabulous.
But we were able to get a few names too. So that's the great part.
That's fabulous. Go for it.
Yep.
Work it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyone wants to come? Thank you so much, Seth. Anyone wants to come on the stage? I think we lost Gigi, but if he can come back.
Oh.
And we've got Wild Wall. We've got a meetup that Wild Wall went to. It's right about here. Oh, here's the meetup. Okay. Wow. Wild Wall was going to get on and tell us about this. Okay. Oh, there's Gigi. Okay, Gigi, we'll be right with you. We just got to talk about this meetup. It was in Asheville, North Carolina, and this place was underwater a year ago. This place got flooded with the hurricane and all the water that they had.
Recovery.
And Wild Wall is back there. Okay, Wild Wall, if you want to take over, you know what's going on in this picture.
Oh, hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, we had a really good meetup. Had a good time, as you can tell from the smiles on everybody's face. No one even said you had to smile or anything. It was just we had such a good time, and Henry was such a good host. He knew a lot of the people at this brew house here, and he had one of the waitresses snap this picture. Everybody was so accommodating, and you could tell they were looking at us to see what was going on, and it's a smaller brew house. We've been to a lot of bigger ones, but this one was it was really more like a family atmosphere.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
It was so enjoyable, and they had awesome food there. And you can tell at this point we had already finished most of our drinks, and I guess we was getting ready for round 3. There's only one in the table. We had to move stuff around where we could all squeeze in for the picture.
Great.
Now, that is Denise in the front there on the left, and that was her first meetup, right?
Yes, that was her first meetup.
And she traveled all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee to Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, and she had a little further to go than I did. Actually, everybody in that picture, other than Henry, traveled quite a distance. And Eli's the one with the Smurf in his hand there. I don't know if you can see it real good, but yeah. He was a former elder. It only took him. I mean, he and I talked quite a bit, and he said he was only an elder for right around a year, And he's like, that's all he needed to know, that it was not guided by the Holy Spirit, and there was too much politics involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he drove all the way. Get this, he drove all the way from Delaware to meet us down there.
Wow,
And
really?
yeah, and he's looking to move to North Carolina, so he's checking out a
Wow.
lot of locations. So that
Very
was
nice.
a great experience for him.
Great
So if
time.
anyone has an opportunity to go to a meetup, Wild Well, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to hop on the opportunity. It don't matter if it's just them and one other person. Start off small with 2 people, or if they can go. As you can tell, this one ain't a huge one. I think in this picture we may have 10 or 11, but we had some that didn't make it into the picture. They had left a little earlier, so we may have only had like 12 total at this one. And but we have had some in the area that went up to 25, I guess, maybe one even close to 30, and so they're getting up there.
I'm inspired to organize a meetup.
No, good.
Ruby just wrote, I'm inspired to organize a meetup in Florida. So that would be really good, Ruby.
Great.
And we do have one coming up, like we mentioned, in Port Orange. I know that's not near you, but anyway, we want to welcome Gigi for GB.
Thanks, everyone.
If Gigi is new to some of the folks here, this is Gilbert Gonzalez, and he's in Arizona, and we invited him on for some of his expertise.
Welcome, Gilbert.
You're
can't hear you, Gilbert.
You got to unmute yourself.
Can't hear you.
I'm not an
There
expert.
you go.
Okay.
You see, I'm not an expert. You can tell.
That's okay. We're not either.
There's like that clip that I used from Family Guy, the cartoon, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't go to college."
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, but go ahead. What is it you wanted to talk about?
Oh, well, whatever you'd like to bring up too. But one point that I'm struck with, especially with the issue of tax exemption of religions. And near as I can tell, the government in its wisdom, or whatever that is, gives tax exemptions to religions for the moral and emotional and civic benefit of the community.
Correct.
Because they feel that the religion gives benefit to the individual and then, of course, to the community. Well, Watchtower proceeded to groom very low wage earners with tax exemptions to dump on the society, on the American society, to end up being drugs on the economy, where the tax dollars of the rest of the citizens would be needed to support them, while in the meantime they were used to develop their multi-billion-dollar real estate corporation on those tax-exempt dollars. Who's the genius there?
Well, I'll tell you what. I told you that the religious movement in the United States of America is so corrupt. And I'm going to tell you why. Because this is a little secret I learned from a Jehovah's Witness elder, but he didn't connect the dots. But it's real simple. Back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of Jehovah's Witness elders. This was more primarily in the English congregation, because you know how they all do multi-level marketing, and all of those guys. They all
yeah.
Well, what happened is this. In the United States Congress, all of the congressmen do not have to pay into Social Security.
Oh.
And they as congressmen can put their own money in a retirement account and self-fund. And it makes a lot of sense. You make more money.
That's how they get
15, 20% of your money, and it's in your account. But hold on, that only applies to Senator Mark Rubio, Senator, Democrat, Republican, all of them. Now, the Jehovah's Witness elders and all of the Christianity want in on the same program. So they have the same program. So I bought my car. I still drive it today. It's about 8 years ago. My best friend, God rest his soul, Jim. He's my best friend. God, I love him, man. I still miss him to this day. But his brother, he goes, Gilbert, because he's a mechanic, right? And he goes, Gilbert, I got a car for you. It's the same. I have a Toyota Avalon that I like, and
Good car.
I've been driving I've been driving one for like 20 years.
You will, yeah.
But different ones. I go through a whole bunch of them. But here's the thing: his brother-in-law owned one, and he goes, Gilbert maintains it and everything, but there's only one caveat. I go, what? He goes, he's a Jehovah's Witness elder, and he's going to talk to you and preach to you for about 1 or 2 hours before he sells you the car. Oh God, yeah. So I go, but it's worth it. I told him it's worth it. I want the car. Yeah. So and he told me that since he goes, I asked him about 1975. He goes, you know what? I got baptized in 1975. I remember that. And I still believe today, this is like about 6 years ago. So, he goes, I still believe firmly today as I did when I got baptized in 75.
Jesus.
Wow.
So I couldn't help him, right? But the point is this. Jim told me, my best friend told me, he goes, Gilbert, he goes, he's still working because he's a Jehovah's Witness elder and he gave up his Social Security benefits.
Wow.
But he never saved into an account. See, now it makes sense. If I could go back in time, I would have done that, right? And I would have just gotten a job anywhere delivering pizzas or Subway, like a part-time, and just putting all that in a retirement account.
Yeah.
I would, and I would have said, well, I'm a minister. I would have used the minister clause.
Wow.
So a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they're not telling you about this, a lot of Jehovah's Witnesses are not on Social Security because they stopped paying Social Security in the 60s, 70s, and 80s because they thought, because they're greed. Well, why am I going to pay taxes if the end of the system thing is going to come in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we don't have to listen to Jesus about paying tax. So now the chickens have come home to roost.
Yeah.
And he's like 80 years old, and he goes, Gilbert, and we're all worried about my sister, and we all take care of my sister. And it's not that they were okay with it, but it's like, hey, your religion did this to you. Right. See, and it was the greed. You want paradise earth, and you don't want to pay taxes.
No.
You want all the money, but you didn't put 20% of your income in a retirement account like you were supposed to. But the whole moral of the story is that the religious movement in America is deep in with the federal government.
Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah, no.
Like this.
They're like this. And then Israel's in there. It's like a trifecta.
Yeah.
They're all like in the same bedroom, you know.
Yeah.
Who knows what they do. And we're not invited, thank God. You know, it's like what's his name says, it's one big club. And we're not,
you're not in it.
I'm glad I'm not part of that club.
That's right.
And they can have it. But so to answer your question, with the Jehovah's Witness, though, I think they're protected but they have made so many enemies by calling everybody Satan that I could see that the federal government might make somebody like a patsy, like we're going to use.
Oh yeah.
So I could see it.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so otherwise we would be supporting these low income wage earners from Watchtower because of the tax exemption that this country gave them. My God, it's breathtaking.
But Watchtower is in bed with them, and they're protected, and they get the same benefits as all of our Congress people. So
I think they're going to ask the money back from them. That's what I think.
I think they could use someone as a patsy. Like I'll give you an example. If they need to make an example, like we're doing something, like how Pam Bondi hasn't arrested anybody, and everyone say like, "Hey, we love you, Donald Trump," but I mean, can you arrest somebody for jaywalking?
Yeah, come on,
just like jaywalk, something like that. Going 36 miles an hour in a 35 miles. Just arrest somebody. But I think to answer your question, the Jehovah's Witnesses, I could see them being used like an example because nobody likes them, and so it'll be people like the Amish. So I don't think we're going to make an example out of the Amish, but you can. I could see the day where Watchtower, the chickens have come home to roost. They called everybody Satan, Satan's organization on earth, the United Nations or Satan, and then any Republican or Democrat president says, "Hey, somebody got to take a fall."
Yep.
It's kind of like in the mafia, right? Yep. Somebody has to die.
Somebody's got it. Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
And the Jehovah's Witnesses are not friends with anybody.
No.
I can see what you're saying happening, not on the religious or legal front,
No.
but more on the you guys are assholes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we're tired of you.
They eat their own. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. We've got something interesting to watch and look forward
You also
to.
told me about something about you said something about Rick Farron, something on the show.
Oh, no, I said that he has been on our show before, but Seth and his wife
Oh, yeah.
and child have been
Oh,
doing
they're doing
protesting.
fabulous.
So I said they're like Rick Fearon II
Yeah.
with the
Oh.
protesting.
Oh, he's doing
and they're
fabulous.
young.
When you
Tremendous.
called me, you said you wanted to talk about something that you heard on the Rick Farron show.
Oh. Okay, let me back up.
And you said it had to do with gold saving your life.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh,
were
yeah.
talking about gold and
Gold, the
silver.
value of
That's
gold.
right. That's right.
But it had to
The
do with
va-
saving your life. See, because what I
Yeah.
told Rick, what happened is when before Adam and Eve come into the picture in the Bible in Genesis, I think 3, I think it's Genesis 2, God mentions gold before he mentions Adam and Eve. That's a little thing. And so if you go to Bible Gateway and type in the word gold, silver, or money, it appears close to 1,000 times.
Wow.
And so there's a lot of people that say, hey, listen, if you just, this is the problem with religion. They turn the Bible into a religion,
Yeah.
which is just a book that says, hey, your father is talking to you and he's telling you, hey, don't make the same mistakes as King David. Like don't kill your employees' wives and steal them,
Yeah.
don't have
bad.
1,000 wives like Solomon.
Bad.
And they turn everything into a religion, into some crazy worship when it's like, hey, calm down. There's a lot of things in the Bible that is just common sense, and you're going to make the same mistake, but you can avoid it. Like Solomon, I tell everybody, the smartest thing I've ever read in the Bible is Proverbs 1:14, where King Solomon describes how the mafia and the governments and the banks work. And they always say the same thing. Put all of your money in one basket with us, and we will share the loot.
Yeah.
King Solomon says these are murderers. Stay away from them.
Yeah.
And that's what they all do. They all try to get us to put our money in all of these 401ks. And
Well, I think the more so now with this Irish fund that they're developing.
That's exactly what Proverbs 1 is saying.
That's all.
Let's put all of our money together as Jehovah's
Yeah.
Witnesses, and we will
Yeah.
protect you and share the loot.
Yeah.
When it's everything, it's the exact opposite. They're going to share the loot amongst themselves at the top of the pyramid, but everybody on the bottom of the Ponzi scheme loses.
God.
And then they'll make an excuse why they lost it, but it's the same excuse.
Yeah.
But the point I told Rick that the thing with gold is that when Jesus was a baby, he got gold as a baby, and he had to leave to Egypt because they were going to kill him, right? And so I tell people, like, if you look at the picture of Afghanistan where that airplane is trying to take off, and all of the Afghanis are still trying to get on, as that famous picture. But I tell people, like, if you watch Casablanca, or if you were there in Afghanistan, and you're there with your wife and your kids, and you go to the sergeant and you say, I need to get on that plane. And he goes, sorry, Joe, I can't. And you shake his hand, and he feels a coin, and he looks at it. He knows it's a gold coin. You might not get on the plane, Joe, but your wife and your kids are going to be on that plane.
Gotcha.
That's all that matters. And that's what the movie Casablanca is all about. Yeah. Everyone is trying to get out of Europe, going to Casablanca, to get on an airplane to Portugal, to get on an airplane to New York. And they're all selling diamonds, silver, gold. And it's just because they need to get over to the other side. And then you go on YouTube and you type in Venezuela and gold chains. And when the money gets destroyed, the grocery stores, they're closed with machine guns, like, hey, you can't come in. And the only people that are allowed to come into some of these places are men with gold coins. And then what happened? Chains. And then they take like a piece of their gold coin chain, and they use that. And so you can buy so much food.
Yeah.
So the point I was trying to tell Rick is that right now we're going through what we call the monetary reset.
Yeah.
In January 1st, 1992, the Mexicans woke up and they had a new peso, and it had 3 zeros less than the old peso.
Oh, jeez.
And it makes sense because in the United States of America, we have $37 trillion debt, and that's not counting hundreds of trillions in unfunded liability, numbers we can't even our calculator can't even
I
do.
don't understand.
So if you chop off 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 zeros, we're back to manageable money.
Yeah.
And they would call it the new US dollar.
Yeah.
And somehow it's going to happen in one form or another, because it's a cycle. It's like winter, spring, summer, and autumn. It's a cycle. It's just our turn, Americans, is next.
Yeah.
You know, and the reason it's happening is because my brother Jesse and I say that the fraud has a shelf life. And if you just type in the news, in every state, Democrat or Republicans, it doesn't matter. In every state across the union, the fraud is everywhere. It's just everywhere.
Yeah.
And so the chickens are coming home to roost.
Yeah.
And that's what China and Russia this weekend, Russia, China, and India. You know, all those guys are all hugging each other, and they have that new. They're trying to be. They're trying to trade, and basically one of the reasons they don't dislike Americans. It's just what happens with the United States dollar is real simple. If you have oil in Russia, you have to get. India has to go and get American dollars, and then get the American dollars, and then give them to Russia. And then Russia back over. And so they're the clearinghouse, kind of like Visa, MasterCard. It's a clearinghouse when you and I buy. So Russia, China say, hey, all that stuff is fine, but you're ripping us off. And we can do it with modern technology. And instead of waiting 3, 4, 5 days for the money to settle, we have a thing called the brick system, and it can settle in 7 seconds. And not only that, we can back it with oil, copper, silver. We can back it with whatever we want. And how it works is it's not money, it's a settlement system. So what happens is this. Let's say Russia and Mexico want to trade. And Mexico says, I want all your tequila and all this other stuff. And they go, okay, give us bananas and give us whatever. And whatever the difference is, they settle in gold, silver, oil, whatever they need. They settle, which is a smaller percentage. But that way, the Americans don't have to be involved in the transaction.
Wow.
So it affects us, because then what happens is the Mexican cartels, the Mexican banks, they no longer say, you know, we don't need this dollar. So they come to the United States and they dump the dollars here. And what do? They'll buy your used car. They'll buy things with their money. And so it starts raising prices, because the money is being dumped here. So imagine if you got 10 Mexicans coming across the border, they want to get rid of their money, and they want to buy a pickup truck. Well, you got 10 people competing, the prices go up, because everyone is trying to dump.
Wow.
Because they don't need it no more.
Wow.
And that's why before it worked, because America would send the dollars over there, and they would send pineapples. We send them dollars, they send us avocados. We send them dollars, they give us oil. We were the winners.
Right.
But now the tables have
Not
turned.
anymore. Tables are meant for turning.
And it's okay. And it's okay, because in 1992, when that happened in Mexico, the winners were the working class.
Yeah.
Because they can get to work the very next day. The people that lost were like on Social Security or had pension checks, like my grandparents.
Wow.
But they had kids, and they went, and they went to go, and so they were fine.
That's
good. It all works out. And the Bible is filled with examples. It's called a Jubilee every 50 years. God got the computer, and God put his finger on the computer, and he hit reset.
Reset. Yeah.
And that's what happens.
We got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, we do. And one of the good things that we look forward to is that if we can get rid of the lie and we have the truth, things work out. I'll give you an example. I was telling Nadine, I was talking to her earlier today. I go, Nadine, she goes, this is a trick question. I go, if you can get paid $200 a day or $5 a day, which one would you rather have? She goes, I don't want to answer because it's a trick question. And I said, you're my girlfriend. You better answer. And I want to answer now. No.
Perfect.
She said, no, it's a trick question. So I told her, okay, I'll answer it on the show. $5 is better. And I'll tell you why. Because last night, silver hit $40. 40 times 5 is 200. So a $1 United States eagle is worth $40. So it's $1 eagle. It's a $1 eagle coin. 100 pennies made of 100% copper would equal 1 ounce of silver, and 20 ounces of silver would equal a $20 gold coin. So you have a $20 gold coin, and you have $21 silver. And then you have 100 copper coins. Well,
Yeah.
Donald Trump got rid of the copper coins because so what's happening is that this money is counterfeit. It used to be able to buy you a lot of stuff because it was silver. But then they put a bullet in John F. Kennedy's head, and the very next year they took out the silver. So it's real simple. If you have sound money, this is what all the smart people are arguing. There are apostates on YouTube who talk about finance. Then if you got paid $5 US, you could buy a house for $300 like you used to, or 1,000. You could buy a car for $500. You could buy milk for 10 cents because it's real. And this is what I tell people. You have to, me personally, when I read the Bible, I throw away all religious aspect. It's just real simple. Jesus made silver, and silver is the truth. Humans lie and they give you fake money.
Yeah.
See, it's real simple. It's like that everything in creation, God made things that are real: wood, gold, metals. The Chinese use cheap metal and the buildings fall down because the concrete's no good. See, if everyone just lives by the truth,
Yeah.
that's why America was so successful, because when everybody was telling the truth, it ran like a machine.
It worked. Yeah.
It works. And right now we're living a lie, and there's nothing to be afraid of. It's just you put on your seatbelt, everything's going to be okay. You plan accordingly, and you should buy silver. Let me tell you why, and gold if you can, because if there's ever a reset, two things happen. In Mexico, when it happened, there was a reset with the currency. If you had US dollars, you could have gone back to the bank and say, I'm going to pay off the loan. Boom, you pay off the loan. But you pay it off on a deflated price. If you didn't take advantage of that window, the banks were coming back and saying, well, you know what? Not only do you owe us, but we're going to readjust the loan. It was nasty. People were upset. So that's what number one. But number two is this. Let's say you have a house. Like, you ever have a house? I don't have any payments. Everything's paid off. Yeah, but there's property taxes, and the government wants theirs. So let's say your property taxes are, let's just use a number, $3,000. So if you were to buy $1,000 or $2,000 worth of gold, silver, not much, then when the property taxes come, you just give it to them. But that time it's going to be inflated. So you'll pay, but you'll get them off of your back is the whole point.
Yeah.
So that's how rich people make money in times of crisis is they get the government off of their back. They're able to pay off loans. It's like a hedge, like a seesaw. You're able to pay off when things, because right now credit card debt is off the roof, car loan, everything. So let's say there's a banking crisis, which we're talking about right now. And Wells Fargo says, you know what, Joe, we're going to cancel your credit card, the whole thing. And you're like, I got something better. How much do I owe you? You owe us $30,000. I got something better. He goes, what if I just give you $15,000 right now and we call it a day? They'll go, yes. You see? And then what you do is you make money in they go, oh, give up that settlement. No, it's not. It's business. They're hard up for money, and you used it to pay off your mortgage, to pay off your car or whatever. So it's just, and these are the things that the religions don't teach you. This is elementary stuff.
Yeah.
This is first grade, Joe. I'm not in first grade.
I know. It's benefit. And it's so good. It's so helpful. It is so helpful. Yeah. Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you.
Yeah. So guys, don't be afraid. The sun always, like, what does that song say? The sun will come up tomorrow.
Yep.
I hope my girlfriend didn't get mad because I told her, you better answer. She was right. She says, I'm not going to answer. It's a trick question.
Trick question. She's no fool.
No, she's smart.
Yes.
You know what she accused me of? We got in a big fight. She accused me of being She accused me of being She accused me of being vague. You're very vague. And I started thinking about it because people don't think I'm vague, but like if you ask me personal questions, I'm like, what business is it of yours? Like,
that's right.
That's right. No one's ever told. I'm like, damn, this girl's smart. I don't know. I think she's too smart.
You better watch out,
Gilbert.
Gilbert, I'm looking right now at a little banner above our door frame, and it said, "And what business is that of yours?"
Yeah.
It's just a constant reminder.
Yeah. but that really applies to everybody else. But when people that are very close to you, then that's different.
You sure? Of
But
course.
yeah, so
Of course.
so I'm gonna go.
Thank you, Gilbert.
Yeah, I'll be in
Thank you for
therapy.
coming
I'm
on.
not here next week. I'll be in therapy, vague school. Get me out of the.
That's right. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert. Love you.
Love you.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
And anyone else wants to
What's
come
this?
on? This is Seth. Oh, they're just saying that you can come on the StreamYard.
Yeah, if there's
Anyone
anyone
would like
else,
to come on the
thank you
StreamYard,
for
we'd
your
love
patience.
to have you.
Seth.
Got your button. Is that your button? Yeah.
We've got the button. Coda has his. We're good to go again. So Coda and Felicia made it in.
That's nice.
Yeah. So we're sitting here discussing in the comments a lot of the new Shepherding the Flock book that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Additions made to it, and one of them that we found really interesting is in the addendum. You mind if I share that?
No, please do.
In the appendix, a lot of our predictions, you got to read between the lines sometimes, but in appendix A39, it says celebrating false religious festivals, and it quotes a scripture, and it says, this is a change to it. It says, not all festivals directly involve false religion and require the formation of a committee. And so it talks about that in there. And so maybe birthdays, this is their way to make an announcement. Birthdays, something like that. So we were looking at that, and we really like looking through it, see all the changes and things. And, another change that was brought up is how they view apostates. Let's see if I can't find that one
really?
too. Yeah, and what was the other one, Felicia?
About CSA.
Oh, about CSA. It's very interesting. That when what child sexual abuse does not refer to is the following, and one of them is things like viewing child pornography.
Yes.
Things like that. That is no longer viewed as CSA. So
that is terrible.
giving them another cop out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. I had heard that.
As soon as public opinion catches up with them, there's going to be an accounting. Right now, things are in the process of public opinion coming against them. That hasn't hit yet. It will hit. It will.
Right. Yeah, and apparently Jane may know something about it. I haven't found it yet. I looked at some letters. Apparently there's a change to the conventions and assemblies for 2026. I think she's saying there may be one convention or assembly a year. I haven't found that yet, but I wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, they can't afford them.
Yeah, it's getting too expensive.
Yeah. Well,
we hear Dakota in the
good
background.
news. Anyone else want to come in and share any comments on what we spoke about previously and the about being fooled and not being fooled again?
I do. While I'm waiting for someone to come on, that did remind me. Have you ever heard of the Bushisms? Former President Bush, he misspoke a lot. He had a hard time with words. Yeah. One of his things is, fool me once, shame on. Well, if you fool me, you can't get fooled again. I love that one.
I couldn't figure it. Oh, dear.
Yeah, anyone interested in sharing anything? There's a pasta dude. Hi,
Hello,
pasta
dude.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, Seth, how you doing?
He's doing
pretty good tonight.
I haven't caught every part of the show, but I was wondering if anybody brought up, I think it's Mark Twain who said, it's easier to fool somebody than to convince them that they have been fooled.
Yeah, absolutely.
And boy, is that true. I mean, Seth's telling a story about those clowns surrounding and bullying him walking on the sidewalk. Do you know how many videos are on YouTube about these auditors that assert their First Amendment right to videotape in public,
Yeah.
etc.?
Yeah.
You know, and so these guys, I mean, how stupid can they be? I mean, if he
Real
tries to,
stupid.
and that's a good idea to contact the Watchtower, and they'll throw their hands up. Oh, we don't approve of that. We didn't ask
Yeah.
them to do that.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it's always throw the obedient fools under the bus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So talk
Yeah.
about getting fooled. But
Yes.
yeah, your shows in recent weeks, man, there's been some really dillies, and I'm sitting back going, oh man, I wish I had a minute to get on, and yet if I just wait long enough, everybody's bringing in the important stuff. So
Well, everybody has something, and
Yeah.
it looks like Annie's on stage too. Hi, Annie.
Hello, Annie.
there you go.
How is everyone?
Thanks,
Everyone's
Apostle
good.
Dude.
Yes,
Good.
hang in there, Apostle Dude.
Oh yeah, no problem.
It's been an
Annie,
interesting topic. Hi.
how
I
you
don't know
doing?
if I have a whole lot to add to it. It got, really discussed in depth. I wish I could understand what Gonzalez. I can't think of his name. I'm not saying it
Gilbert.
right. Sorry.
Oh, Gilbert?
Gilbert. Yes. I wish I
Gigi.
could understand everything he was talking about when it came to the money end of it. I didn't quite get some of that, but yeah, maybe I'll have to go back and listen to it again.
Yeah, no, it bears repeating over and over again because it's something that they just simply did not expose us to, and
Right.
we needed to be exposed to it, and because now we're going through it. We are, and that was very helpful on Gilbert's part. We'll cover more of it.
Yeah.
Ruby.
Oh, Ruby's on now.
Hi, Ruby.
Or whoever.
Hey guys.
Hello,
Hi,
Ruby.
Ruby.
So Jane reminded me in the comments about my I was gonna finish my story from last week. So
Oh, that's right. You gave part one.
time.
Thank you.
Oh, hi Dakota. He's so cute.
I want to tell him hi real quick, Coco.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, so last week we were talking about anger, and I mentioned the first part of how I let anger go on for too long and let that kind of burst out in the wrong way, right? So the point of the story was don't let it get that far because then you start saying stuff that you might regret later, right?
Right.
And so, after that happened to me, I was refusing to still, vent that out, to speak. And once you get admitted, into a facility like that, that not talking is not an option. You have to talk. You have to engage. You have to participate. It's like it's forced because they won't let you go anywhere unless you do that, right? So that was the first time that I had to kind of socialize in the real world, forcefully. And I remember that one of the activities that we would do was exercising. We went outdoors. We sat down in a like a living room environment, like what we do here. We had to talk. We had to listen. They even had some coloring activities. So it was almost like a timeout from the real world, from your life, from everything. And you had to sit there and listen to other people's stories. And as soon as we started doing that, that's when you start realizing that what you thought you were going through was maybe not so bad because you start hearing some horror stories from other people that are going through maybe something worse than you, and yet we're all sitting on the same couch, right? So that's when we started realizing, like, hey, why how did this get out of hand? You know what I'm saying? Like we had to talk to one another like the way we do here. And that's when we started realizing, like, hey guys, you know what? We don't belong here. Now we understand. It's like once you get to the root cause of these problems, you start empathizing with one another, and you start realizing how, yeah, we had a bad experience, but we don't really belong here. You don't really need medication, or whatever the case may be. It's like you can identify what the real problem is, and then you can
Yep.
move forward. And if it is that you do need, whatever you need, then you're in the right place. You got the doctor there, you got the pharmacy right there. Like they give you everything you need. But um, that experience for me kind of saved my life, because if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for learning those skills or meeting those people or being at the right place at the right time, even though it was against my will, um, it saved my life, because if it wasn't for that, I probably would not be here talking like this,
Wow.
or be in this community the way that I am, or how positive that I was able to turn that situation around. It would have not happened, because I didn't take the time out appropriately. I had to do it forcefully. I had to do it, against my will. And I thought that I regretted it back then, but now I turned it into a positive. I say, well, it's a good thing that I met those people, that I spent that time, that I was
Oh,
honest,
yeah.
that
Yes.
I yeah, like I even had to be honest about the cult stuff. Even though those people didn't understand a clue of what I was saying,
Yeah.
I still had to say it,
Yeah.
And when
Yes.
you verbalize things, that's when it really sinks in. And that was the very first time that I had to tell strangers of that past. And
Wow.
that because of that past, the result was the outburst. It wasn't because I was crazy. It wasn't because I was losing my mind. It was because of bottling it up for so long that it just bursted out the wrong way. Um, and then just wanted to share that with you guys. And then a funny story of while I was in there, we were having such a great night. I thought everything was going so well. I thought, oh, I'm going to be discharged. I'm going to talk to the doctor and say that I'm doing well and everything. And out of nowhere, I got physically attacked by another patient.
Oh,
Oh dear.
jeez.
And I was on the phone while that was happening, right? So I'm
Oh,
on the phone, and out of nowhere, I almost blacked out because somebody punched me, like sucker punched me from
oh,
behind,
Oh
right?
my God.
So
oh my.
and the only reason why I can laugh about it is because I can't be angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, this other
Yeah.
woman was really mentally ill, and
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
I understood. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
when that happened to me, that was another life lesson that I've learned, that you can't always fight back or hit back or expect an apology or
No. No.
force accountability or whatever,
No.
because this
No.
woman was indeed really mentally ill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she had
Wow.
she had her own moment of an outburst and laid it right in the back of my head, and I had to accept that and be like, you know
Right.
what, I'm not gonna fight this lady. I'm not gonna hit back. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna fight. And that took a lot. That took a lot of restraint from me to understand and empathize with other people, and
That's it.
not always expect the outcome that I want. So there were so many lessons that I learned while I was in there for 3 days. And I couldn't believe it that in a matter of 3 days, I came out of that place a whole different
That's
person.
beautiful. That's
I'm
tremendous.
so happy for
You,
you.
you, you, you have so much to celebrate. You
Yeah.
really do. You truly do. You
Yeah,
truly
so
do.
it's a crazy story, and it's funny that I could tell it now, since it was so long ago. But if it wasn't for those things happening, good or bad, and of course I could have done 1,000 different things better, but just the way that it happened for me, it's okay. It's okay that even though those bad things happened, it was a part of the learning and growing journey for me. And maybe I did need that. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe the universe or God knew that I needed to be sucker punched to change my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes you never
Yeah.
know, but in my opinion, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I was so stubborn, or maybe I was so like resistant to change, or
Yeah.
whatever, that the
Yeah.
universe laid it on me the way I needed it personally.
Boom. Boom.
Because I came out of there a whole different person, and I found, you know, you guys online. I found the server. I found the community. I found the group where I fit in, and it just, you know, I stayed in it until now. You know what I'm saying? But all of that led up to who I am today. So
Yeah.
That's right.
that's what I
Beautiful.
wanted to share with you guys, you
Wow.
know, last
Beautiful.
weekend and finish
Beautiful.
it up.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Sometimes
See?
we have to go through some
See?
very dark and deep and low periods in our life and then come out rising out of the ashes.
Ruby, you are speaking your truth.
Hmm.
You are speaking your truth.
Yep.
And that's what truth is.
And
That's
that
beautiful.
takes courage, and we're so proud of you.
You're living
And
it.
I want to say congratulations, Ruby. I know you've come a long, long way. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for sharing.
Inspired. It inspires
That's
us.
right. We are inspired. And this really is our family.
Yeah.
You know, we can feel good about things that are achievements and feel good about the other person and tell them. You know, it's like you don't have to say, oh, and Jehovah provided, you know, all these things that they had us say.
Yeah.
No, Ruby provided,
Yeah.
Annie provided, you know,
And the universe
Seth
provided.
provided.
Just the arrangement.
And so
it provided.
it's like we can give ourselves credit.
Yeah.
Really do.
Yeah.
Don't feel ashamed to give
Oh,
ourselves
no.
credit.
No.
Like, you know, that's what you were talking about. You know, do we want to become a slave or do we want to become a free
No,
person?
in other words, understand our value.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
to understand it, we just need to experience it and search for it, expose ourselves to like what you exposed yourself to, Ruby, or anyone else of us.
Mm-hmm.
We don't find out our value until it's tested.
Yeah.
Then we find out our value.
So that's how you really get to know what you're made of, the stuff you're
That's
made
it.
of,
That's
when
it.
you're tested by fire.
That's it.
Right. It shows the real grit when you have different things come against you and you're able to conquer that. That really shows your grit. And that's something we all have that in common. We got some sort of grit we have to overcome.
And let's say, oh my God, I never realized I was this weak with this thing. Well, guess what? That's the clue. That's a clue. I will work on this. Now I know. I will work on this. Either way.
We have a special request from Debbie. She says, I couldn't get on stage, but please ask aloud if anyone in the Denver area, Colorado Springs, Fort Collins, Cheyenne, Wyoming areas, would anyone consider coming to North Platte, Nebraska for a meetup? Yeah,
That'd be
Debbie,
so nice
that
if we
would be
could.
really nice for Debbie.
Yeah.
We went to North Platte
Yeah.
and we had a really nice time with Debbie and her cats. She really could use the association. So if anyone is close by, you know, we can give you Debbie's information and anyone that wants to meet up. I know Beverly was asking the next time there's a meetup in Asheville, and we'll definitely let you know, Beverly, because meetups are great. I mean, whether like, was it Wild Wall that says whether you have one or two or you have 20, 25, it's just a time to get to meet people. And speaking of getting to meet people, I read a Facebook page of Gary Alt's today, and I was relating it to Joe. And he said, making friends 101, because people are shy to make friends. How do you make friends? So he said, this is what I do. I go up to someone and I say, hi, my name is Gary. And then usually the person will say, oh, hi, my name is Fran, and this is my husband, Joe. And, you know, we are whatever. And you just start a
Make
conversation
connections.
just by telling folks your name.
And seek to make connections. You know, do you know so-and-so? Oh, yeah, I know so-and-so. Oh, you know so-and-so? Oh, yeah, I've been there, this, that. And you develop a familiarity.
Yeah.
It's
If there's one thing that we can all do as former JWs, it's able to make connections and talk with people.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I was trained very well just to talk,
Mhm.
and so now you can find that deeper and make good friends.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Oh, Gigi, we're not ignoring you. Did you want to say something?
Oh no, I'm just being patiently waiting.
Well, you are so patient.
Usually, usually I got a big mouth, so
Oh,
I
come
just
on.
wanted,
No.
I just
We're
wanted to
listening.
say that
We're
I was having trouble with the chat, and I was trying to say hi back to everybody that was saying hi to me. So I wanted to say good evening, all my earthling friends. The chat wasn't allowing me to, and I don't want. I wanted to finish the phrase about the fools, because my Italian grandmother taught me a lot of different things
I
growing
bet
up.
you did.
She said, "Fool me once, shame on you. It's fool me twice, shame on me." And
Right.
that's so true, because if you allow someone to fool you a second time, then that's your fault.
That's right.
And I have something that I wanted to share with everybody. It's going along with all the changes that the Watchtower organization is making. And now I have a active JW that's a very dear and close friend of mine. We talked about Ramapo, and I said to her, I said, "What's going on with this Ramapo?" Because I know in January 2024 they started the construction. She told me it was bigger than Disney World in Florida. Yep. And I said, Brenda, I said, they're going to start letting you celebrate birthdays and stuff. Well, she started laughing, and
Good guy.
I said, you know what? They're going to go mainstream media, live
Good guy.
TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said, you kid? I goes, no. I goes, think about it. They're not getting anybody coming into the halls, but where are they going to get the audience? They're going to go on live TV, and this is what this whole Ramapo is all
Yeah. Hollywood East.
Yeah.
and I don't know what else. I don't know what they have a video on JW.org, which I still have on my computer, and they're talking about what's the latest is on. It was supposed to be done in 2026, but it doesn't look like that's happening right now. So I don't know what the date's going to be, but if I get any news, I'll let everybody know. But I was just interested in Ramapo because it's so big and expensive.
Yeah, and that's something that it's not just JWs. They are tied in with so many other large worldly organizations. They're not flying alone with this one.
Oh no, that's why the Democrats love them. That's just a pun. The Democrats love the JWs. Well, that's all I have to say.
Well, thank you.
Well, Dinah Lost said, but they need the halls as a front and laundry for the real estate scheme.
Oh, they'll sell them.
Oh no, they don't need that. They just
No.
got this huge building complex in New York City.
Those
renting them out. They don't need the halls.
No, they don't need them anymore. They don't.
They don't even care about the members anymore.
That's passe. That's passe.
Oh, here's something from field service. One of our PMO friends called and said that his wife is still in, and so this is the special month. They've got a special watchtower for the month of September. So they're supposed to be promoting this watchtower. Well, their congregation only got 30 copies. So she said, well, what am I supposed to do? I don't have any watchtowers. What am I going to, go to the door and tell people? And so they said, oh, well, just go tell them, show them jw.org and do the QR code, and they can download the magazine. Now, who's going to want to do that at the door? Who's going to want to do that?
My goodness, that can't be a true story. Is that real?
It is, Seth.
Oh my goodness.
No, it is.
They're going to distance themselves from everything that any one of us knew. It's going to be totally.
I mean, you really used to have to work in the ministry.
No.
It used to be a job, but you used to have to work. Now you just give out QR codes.
It's all over. It's all over. It's all over.
It is. Oh boy.
Someone was wondering if the elders and the COs, if they listen in on these programs, and we said yes.
Oh, sure.
I said we have a retired CO, and when we were first waking up and we called him, he said, well, there's a group of brothers that are assigned to go on these channels and listen.
Yeah.
And the other thing, one of the elders, when we were first waking up, he said, have you heard of, Lloyd Evans? He gave 3 names.
Yeah.
Lloyd Evans, somebody, and somebody. And I said, no, I never heard of them. And I think we had just heard of Lloyd Evans.
Right.
But, you know, like they were questioning us, like they know the
Oh, yeah.
channels.
Oh, yeah.
They know
And,
what's going
and
on.
we speak, and in fact, to the ones listening, I'm glad you're listening. You need to listen. In fact, so much of the changes that they made has been because they've been sensitive to what's been said on these programs. They know they're listening to ones like us. So I'm thankful. You know, they need to learn and to make adjustments.
Yeah.
Badly.
Well, there's help. There's help for you too. If you are out there listening, there's help for you too. There is a big community out here, and look how many have been at Bethel. How many have been as high up as Barbara Anderson, who have left. You know, Barbara left from a high-ranking position, and
Yeah.
you know, and there's all the way up to Raymond Friends. So there is hope.
Well, see, Seth, and all, it is happening. The policies that they're making are designed to eliminate as fast as possible all ones like us. That they want them out. They're of no
Right,
use.
right.
They're of no use in. So we're here for them. They are becoming us, and
Right.
I'm very thankful for that. And the ones left in,
They're even building human walls to stop us.
yeah. Work with those, Seth. Work with that. You're going to have something good with that. Work with that. Thank you for everything that all you guys offer. Anyone else in the chat want to come in and say something or?
It's quiet.
Yeah.
Joe and Fran, I gotta tell you something that I just remembered, and it literally happened today. Out of nowhere, 11 a.m. today, I get a text message from my grandma, but this grandma is from like my other side of the family, and you know they are full-blown JWs.
Wow.
And I haven't spoken to her like directly in like 10 years, right?
Wow.
And it was only through like my dad. If he's talking to her on FaceTime, then he'll just pan the phone over and I'll politely say hello, but you know, like not directly. So I found this very weird that she texted me today. And it was it was a link. And I know that they are famous for this. They just send a link. They don't say hi. They don't start the conversation at all. She just sent a JW link to an article. And I didn't even click on the article. I sent a message back like super fast saying, "Hi, Grandma," like a proper greeting. And, you know, good to hear from you, yada, yada. And just, you know, see if she would answer back because never do they reach out to me. Like I am
Cracks
the
in the
biggest
wall.
apostate. Yeah. I'm probably one of the only apostates in the family aside from Tony, because you know Tony's my cousin, but she's on the other side of the family and she hasn't done what I've done. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm worse than her in their eyes because I make videos.
Gotcha.
Right, yeah. If you make videos, it's really bad.
We will see the tables turn. We will see them turn. We will.
Oh yeah.
I told Joe that I figured out. I always wondered when I was a witness what they meant by the unforgivable sin. You remember when they would talk about the unforgivable sin?
Sinning against the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Okay. And I still have questions about that.
Yeah, me too. But I think the unforgivable sin is being an apostate.
Calling them out.
And leaving because we found out that there were pedophiles in the organization. That's the unforgivable sin. Can you imagine?
I am giving them the opportunity to acknowledge what we've done, to help them.
Yeah, but that's the
I
thing.
was talking to Felicia about that earlier. Give them the opportunity to acknowledge what has been done to help the
Yep.
exactly. That's a great point. Such a great
Yep.
point.
Look, I mean, when the public realizes, oh, you mean the witnesses was just one big organized pedophile ring to
Yeah.
protect pedophiles?
Hmm.
Oh my God. And when they get the brainy idea to start clearing that out, then they're going to be thankful. But in the
Well,
meantime,
remember that's like what we did, Joe. We're all sitting around here, and all of us at one point would have despised anything a quote unquote apostate would say, and we all looked at, and now today we thank an apostate or those who have left, and we say thank you. You were right. You were absolutely right. And so we've all had that moment where we've
it's
done
amazing. So many amazing things happen if you're patient. If you're patient and persistent.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
guess so, because I would have never thought in a million years
It's beautiful.
that this grandma would reach out to me,
Yeah.
because I know that I made comments and videos, you know, specifically against my uncle, which is her son.
Right.
So I kind of knew for a fact that once I came out the way I did, I probably would have, you know, I severed that. You know what I'm saying? Like they probably would never speak to me again.
You know, there's a saying, Ruby, it says it's really not the truth that hurts, but it's the sudden realization of it that hurts. So, you know, you live with it a while, and after a while, you know, you can accept it. And you know how to deal with it. But at first, it's a sting. And it's like, you know, it's rejected. So give them time.
I remember when you first came out with that video, Ruby, and I thought, wow, this sister has a lot of courage, you know, really speaking out against your uncle, naming names. That took a lot of courage.
Yeah, I mean, that was literally the very first video I started my entire channel on. And then I did that live with Vern, and I dived in so hard. Um, and then you know, when my aunt-in-law was, you know, harassing me about that, I knew that they're gonna talk with them, you know, amongst themselves. And you know, they are all binded, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a bond I'll probably never break or try to get into. So I kind of knew that, you know what I'm saying? Like I was okay with that. So
Right.
for her to reach out to me, even though it was just a link, that meant a lot. Like my heart dropped today, and I couldn't
There
even
will be.
process it or like put my full attention on it
Yeah.
or talk about it to myself. I couldn't do anything because I was, you know, working online. So I just quickly sent that message back, and she replied like quickly, and I was like, whoa, like this is crazy. And then I kind of just gave her a quick update, and then she said, good, congratulations.
Wow.
And then that was it, like 4 messages between the two of us, and that was it. And I kind of like haven't processed that until right now that I remembered to mention it. I didn't even look at
Big.
the article, so I don't even know what she sent me. So I just opened it up right now, and it is the one talking about war. And I find that weird. Like, why would she send me an article about war? That, like, what? Like at least when my mom used to do this, she used to send me an article that actually was kind of indirectly speaking to me. You know, like she would send me an article about anger or about, you know, parenting or something, because I knew that was her way of talking to me without talking to me, was through the article. So I find it weird that she sends me this article about war. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? Like, what? I don't know what that. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Maybe this was just her breaking the ice.
Yeah, and maybe she needs some reassurance about that too. Maybe something you can just reassure her about what maybe she's in fear of war or it troubles her. You know, just just a reassurance for her. You know, you never know.
Oh, good point.
She's giving the in.
Yeah.
She's showing you.
Yeah, pick up on it.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Okay. Okay, good point. Good point.
We, reserve the right to be pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. Because we never can predict what's going to happen. Can't.
Yeah.
Yes, see, Brian Chase said, I used to think apostates must be the most evil people you could imagine. Now I know that
Horns,
about
look
the
at that,
the JW leaders. Yeah.
Look, they're the
Oh,
apostates.
yeah.
It's all deflection. It's like they don't want to be seen as what they are. They are the apostates. So they make us.
I remember praying for the governing body every morning. I remember how much I thought they were my brothers, and I just loved them and couldn't wait to find out if one of them was coming to the local assembly or convention, and just thinking. And now I think about them, and man, it's so dirty and it's rotten and nasty, and that's the thing you need to stay away from. The disgusting thing of desolation. That's worse than Dakota's diapers.
You bet.
Yeah, it's kind of sad actually, because I remember when I was little, we had this one lady was denied entry into the Kingdom Hall. Now that I know, she was probably an apostate. They marked her.
Wow.
But I remember watching her and asking my mom, like, why they don't let her in the hall? And they would say, oh, well, she's mentally ill. Well, now I know they didn't mean real mental illness. They meant apostasy, but they didn't want to say the word. Like, my mom was really careful not to use that word.
Mm.
And she would insist on continuing to preach, even though she, I guess, was not one of us, I guess, like active. And now looking back, I'm thinking they revoked her invitation. They kind of forced her disassociation so that she cannot preach with us or attend our meetings or nothing, like completely outcasted her. But she would stand outside of the hall every single meeting, every single service group. She was there. But they would deny her entry. Sometimes they would let her in, like the little where you put your coats and stuff, but they wouldn't let her in the auditorium. And I used to think, wow, like, and she was for years, ever since I was little. I kind of grew up with her there. And the only explanation that I got was that, they would tell us she could preach, she just can't preach with us. And I was like, but what's the difference? If you are Christian and you want to preach, no matter what denomination you are, just do it. Like, why do you need permission to preach? That was my thing. So now that I realize that thing, I think it's so sad that even if you still profess to believe, it doesn't matter to them.
No,
you can't just do it with us.
It's just
and
their
that
control.
was crazy.
Yeah, they know. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Ruby. We'd like to welcome Ivy. Ivy is new
Hello,
to
Ivy.
our channel, and
Hello.
I saw Ivy on Messenger Facebook. She had put a post out there, so we just wanted to hear a little bit about you and your background, and take it away.
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for inviting me, Fran. As Fran was saying, she saw my post on the ExJW network on Facebook. I was born and raised a JW. Both of my parents were witnesses when they met and got married. So that's the only religion that I knew. And I practiced it with my family for about 18, 19 years. Of course, like once you got to adult, you're able to make your own decisions. I was still living in my parents' house, so I tried to practice as long as I could stomach it. It was always something that didn't sit right in my spirit, because I was always a curious child. I always had questions, and I would ask questions that could never really be answered to to my satisfaction, like to make things make sense for me. Um, but I went along to get along, like most of us probably all did, and at some point I came into the knowledge that that this is just not for me. I even even took a break from it, went back and tried to study again, and it just still just was like, no, this is not for me. A majority of my family was practicing witnesses, and now, like, as the family has grown and people have gotten older, it's almost like the population of my family who are still practicing has significantly decreased from when I was growing up. There are lots of us, lots of cousins that grew up witnesses that aren't practicing now.
Right.
For the most part, my mother and her sister, who recently just passed, are the last two that are still practicing. And I have a handful of cousins that still practice. Um, so yeah, I know higher education was discouraged. However, because there was some consistent practices in my immediate household, I did get to go to college. I have a PhD in psychology. I'm a school psychologist and a licensed professional counselor. So mental health, and I think about how the religion takes a toll on people's mental health. I can, depending on what the personal experiences are, but I mean, because I've had so many people in my family that practice, I've been able to, like, outside looking in, see how it impacted each of us differently and the same kind of at the same time. Like, there's some commonalities in our experiences, but there are also um, very individualistic impacts on so many of us. And from time to time, we get together and we talk about it.
Yeah. You bring a
Thank
great
you.
perspective. You bring a great perspective.
Hmm. And I'm seeing that, like, for at first it really was just like me and my siblings would frequently talk about what our thoughts were and how we experienced it, and then we would every now and then run into somebody or meet somebody or find somebody online who's talking about it, and it's like, wow, like, there are really a lot of people out here that are have similar experiences to ours and have similar feelings about it, being on the outside of it now. um but I'm really glad that I've been able to, like, start finding community for people who really kind of know the life, like know what those experiences are,
Mm-hmm.
know how difficult it can be sometimes to make that shift from what you've grown up doing to trying to reform your thoughts and retrain your brain on what practices are good for you. So I'm really glad to have found these communities.
There's more and more of these communities. We're thankful. I mean, we've been out for 3 years,
Okay.
and we weren't born in. We were in for 36 years and raised our 4 children, and they're still in.
Okay.
But we just feel that the more people talk about it and have these live programs, and I think the quicker people can overcome the
Hmm.
effects of the Watchtower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing that's really significant to me, and it sticks in my mind, is, and we don't know for sure, but I in my heart of hearts, I have a family member that died by suicide, and I really think that that religion had a lot to do with it.
I'm so
Like,
sorry. Yeah.
it's something that isn't really talked about in very small circles in my family, because that family is still practicing, and it just kind of like something that's kind of swept under the rug. But
Yes.
it's really hard to not think about it when you are outside of it and
Mm-hmm.
the impacts that it can have on people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. I just wonder if anyone has any questions for Ivy or her insights. Um,
I just want to thank Ivy for being honest and sharing with us, because of a lot of what you said. I agree with a lot of what you said, and I'm glad that I'm glad you came out on the show, because it's a process it's a long-term process. And one good thing about this group is that you're not alone, because that was my biggest fear, that I was the only one going through this. But I found out otherwise, that I'm not alone. You have a huge community now, and a community that's not going to stab you in the back or tell you lies. And you can and you can pour your heart out here, and no one's going to think any less of you when you do. And it's it's education. We share information. We encourage one another. And I'm just glad you joined us tonight. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate that, Gail, and I think I saw somebody ask what state I'm from. I'm from Texas, um, but I appreciate what you're saying, Gail, and I accept that welcome. And I have to tell you, like you guys, I said in my Facebook post that I'm free and I'm happy. Like, I mean, the judgment, I'm past the what anybody's judgment. And a testament, a proof of that is because my mother, like I said, is still practicing. Um, we still have a really good relationship. We have, because our family was kind of half and half, practicing and not, and because we are a pretty close knit family, we kind of towed the line of kind of like just not letting the religion completely divide us. Now that I can't say that was for all of my family,
Yeah.
because I do have family members that were disfellowshipped or removed or whatever they're calling it now.
Yeah.
And I've seen how that the disconnect impacted people, but I'm grateful that didn't happen with my family. I have 3 other siblings, and none of us are practicing, and we've always kept the religion to not divide us. Of course, we get invited to the memorial service every year, and we don't go, but we hear the invitation and we say, we kindly decline.
Right.
But we just kind of keep that fine line, because we do like at least value the relationship that way.
Ivy, I can't help but think you describe your family reaction, your witness family reaction. We know we have a witness family, and not relatives, it's just our 4 children and us. The way they reacted, the way we did, total differences. There's been, I mean, when we took a cross United States trip to other states and found out that witness's life is different in different states, it really is.
Yes.
It truly is. And I can't help but think that the period of time that we're going through right now is the opportunity for everybody to recalibrate what they think about themselves and about their worship and about their family. And I think it's really throwing some people, it really is. And others, I think, are, they're coming about, they're reflecting. And we're hearing those kinds of changes. And I'm very hopeful for that. We await that.
Yes.
And we welcome that. We welcome ones who are listening right now. There are ones listening right now who are in.
Yes.
And we're here. We are here. We were them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we welcome them.
There's a question from Sue R. Question for Ivy: do you counsel XJWs?
I actually have not counseled, well, not professionally. I have run into ex-JWs and maybe have had conversations, and because of my field, it may seem like that, but not professionally. And I actually have been, since I've tapped into this network and have seen so many people and see how so many people are hurting behind the experiences, it is something that I am now considering, because of the fact that I honestly just hadn't thought about it in that way, mainly because I work with children, and that's kind of like in the school setting. So I kind of just been thinking about that, but because I am a licensed counselor, I could, and it kind of has opened up a thought for me.
What we have done, and when we got out, Ivy, obviously we immediately were shunned and isolated from our family. and we
I'm
felt the
sorry about that.
results. Well, thank you. And we saw the very devastating effects of others who were shunned because they were isolated. And so at that point, I said, if they're going to isolate us, we're going to do everything we can to reconnect them. They need each other. They need each other. And that's what we started with the help of an elder who was out. And
He,
so
he put his phone
he
number.
put his phone number out.
Yeah.
We called him.
He connected us with two people.
Yep.
Actually, Annie is one of them.
Yep.
She's a regular here. And Celeste out in California. From those two people, well, what happened is we were interviewed by Wendy Renee. So we put our phone number out there.
And now our phone number's out there.
People called us, and we've had a lot of people interview us, and then we always put our phone number out there. Ivy, just to show you, this is our ExJW Friends website. I had mentioned it to you. And all of these therapists, life coaches, I think there's a minister in here, and there's also Jamie is a social worker. These are all ex-Jehovah's Witnesses. They all grew up as a witness, so they know what it means to be shunned and to be in a high-controlled group. So if anyone is interested, you can go to this page. You can get the person's information and contact them and see how, it works out with you.
Yeah.
And Ivy, if it's ever something that, you do
we welcome you.
Get serious with, we'd love to have you
And,
part of the
and we're not
team.
trying. And we're not trying to obligate anybody to any kind of relationships, but except to be a very serious friend, which is so valuable, because that's what the ones that we connected were hungering for. They were hungering for a friend, and when we connected them, it was like their life started again. It brought me to tears so many times to realize that it meant that much to them to be reconnected. The isolation is devastating.
Yeah.
But
Because
the reconnection was life-giving.
yeah, because we all kind of long for a connection with people, and I can imagine, especially for it to be a religion, like you you think of that as your all, it's your whole life.
Yeah.
And to have that, when you
It's
decide
crushing.
to leave or when you're removed and you
Yeah.
have everything that's attached to that is
It's
taken away
crushing.
from you too.
Yeah.
It's very devastating.
No, well, people would call us, and they were at their pit of despair. And we told them, we said, well, would you like to be connected with someone? Said, yes, they were, and it changed it was life-changing for them. At that point, we realized we're doing the right thing. Just connecting people, connecting friends. And that's you are the beautiful ones out there. You're connecting.
I'm going to throw something in there just a moment, Joe. I'm going to interrupt you for just a moment and just tell you, it not only have you guys, and we all want to sit here and thank you for what you guys done, but not only that, but the entire XJW, but the connecting of people together, the friendships that we build. I was able to talk to you guys about something this past weekend, I think it was, that was deep and personal, and my goodness, the love, it's just the great amount of love that you guys have, and everyone else. We're all experiencing rough things, and we're getting through it together as a family.
That's
right.
All of us
That's
are
right.
a family.
Believe it.
Thank you, Seth.
It's true. So true.
And I think what helps us, like, to speak to what Seth just said, is that, like, to how we do show so much love to others is because we spent however much time you spent in the religion, whether it's a year, your lifetime, being somewhere where you were judged significantly. So to be outside of it, that's like the last thing I want to do is judge somebody, because one, we know what it feels like. And two, how it impacts somebody when you felt it. So you don't want to pass that on to somebody else. So when I meet other people, no matter where they are in their life, to not pass judgment, that helps them feel accepted and cared for and let them know that they matter because you're not judging them. You're
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
being there for them.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hmm.
Very grateful.
You know, I don't quote the Bible often, and there's a scripture I'm thinking of, and I think it was in John. Help me out if anybody knows, where he says that this is, you know, he goes on to show love, talk about love within the family and taking on people as family. And I can't even remember any part of it. This is so bad. But go on
Go on
walking.
bearing the
Go on,
load.
Of others.
Go on walking.
what is it, Gail?
Fran's lost all of her
Bearing
pioneer.
bearing the love of one. I thought
It's
it was
all gone.
bearing the love of one another. I thought that's what it was. I could be wrong.
Go on bearing the love of
Go
one
on
another.
walking.
That's one of them. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, that's how I feel. That you know, we're all family here, and it really. I just appreciate everyone here. I really do.
And since I'm new to the group, like I'm curious, Fran and Joe, like what is like are you in the same city or town as your children? And what is like if there's like
Good
completely no
question.
contact?
At least one that we know of is in the same same area.
About 8 miles away.
Periodically, we may even see her once in a
We've
great
seen her at
while.
Walmart. We haven't seen her lately.
No, the rest are in different states. Iowa is one.
Our one son and his wife, they're on LDC, so they
Could be
could be
anywhere.
out of the country.
Yeah.
We never know.
Yeah.
And then we have our youngest son is single, and we think he's in the area because someone saw on Facebook that he was selling a car,
Well,
but
boy,
we have not heard
don't know.
anything.
Still don't
We
know.
have Joe and I were the only ones that came in as witnesses, so our fleshly brothers and sisters
They
were not
no.
witnesses. So we'll ask them, have you heard anything from the kids? And they'll say, no, we haven't heard anything. Or else our one daughter connects with Joe's sister because they're in the same field of work. And they'll talk about work, but she doesn't say too much purposely,
Yeah.
you know. But anyway, yeah, so they're spread around.
Yeah.
And we're, Joe and I are right in central New York State, New York
See,
State.
we, and I truly feel for what our children went through, because basically we abandoned them. We abandoned them because we were always there. I mean, with them, but now we were the one that stood up and left because of the CSA. And so in their minds, we were caring more about others than we did about them.
Yeah, and I'm sure our one daughter had a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
We had one final vacation in Florida,
Oh,
and it was
terrible.
a disaster. It was a
terrible.
disaster,
Yeah.
and I'm sure she had a nervous breakdown. And you know, it broke our heart, but we just felt very strongly about not supporting pedophiles.
No,
not
I mean,
supporting
I
that.
can't tell you how angry I was. We raised them from birth in the organization, you know, thinking safe organization, good for the family, good for the children.
Good people.
And then to find out, this was basically, about 7 years ago or more, from Sandy.
Oh, yeah.
That, well, number one, there was a pedophile came out of one of the congregations in the next city over. He went to prison.
Because his daughter-in-law reported him.
Yeah. And if she didn't report him, it probably would have gone.
It would have gone under the rug. Yeah.
So, and then plus the fact that we heard that there were others, and it's like, oh my God, if we even thought that there would even be anything like that, we would never have gotten involved. Never.
Yeah.
And then when we find that out, it's like, oh my God, how do I know they weren't exposed to it when they were young? And one of the elders, in his lack of intelligence, said, well, they would tell you if they were. And I looked at him and said, no, they wouldn't have. No. I said, if it happened to me, I wouldn't. You know,
Right.
there's so much fear involved, so much
Mhm.
confusion. Child doesn't do that generally.
And there's repressed memory.
Oh,
And
gee.
I lay awake at night thinking how I let our son go with
Oh,
this one
God.
brother.
Oh, jeez.
And we were
I know.
close with him. He
Yeah.
was a friend of ours.
And that's usually where
And
pedophilia
he
takes
said,
place.
"Oh, we're going to do
Yeah.
some return visits, and I'm just going to take our son." And you know, we trusted him. And they would go out in the country. They would pick apples.
God
But
knows.
who knows? I just don't know. And this brother's passed away, so there's no way of knowing. But you know, it's one of the fears that I have, that we have, knowing that they could have
Let's
been.
just talk about being duped.
Yep.
So I mean, so uninformed.
Yep.
Before the internet, you know, but we didn't press other people for awareness of what was going on in the organization. We were, you know, good, tracked, you know, narrow-minded witnesses, and
And I mean, they did such a good job of keeping it under wraps for so
they
long.
look.
did.
Ivy, when
They
we
did.
we came in '85, we didn't know anything about what took place in 1975.
Not a word.
We never heard anything until after we were out. It's
Yeah.
like, my goodness, they know how to keep secrets.
Yep. We never heard
Absolutely.
anything about Ray Fran's, you know, never heard anything. They had rebranded everything by 1985, and there was a lot of growth, a lot of preaching in other countries. You know, Japan was growing.
So it was
Yeah.
a huge lesson, huge lesson.
Ivy, can I just wanted to say, I'm from Massachusetts, first of all, and I was raised a Protestant, and I'm going to give credit to the organization. I don't want anybody to cringe for me saying that, but I'm giving them credit, and I'm going to give them credit because I didn't know what love was, and I really didn't know Jesus Christ's personality. And we went over that Greatest Man book, what, 4 or 5 times?
Yeah.
I'm a thinker, so I said, well, there's a reason why we keep going over this. And what I learned how to love, not the Jehovah's Witnesses way, but Jesus Christ's way. And that stayed inside me, and it's still there. I mean, I tried my sister. I say hi to everybody, and I learned, you know, from going out in service. I say hi to everybody, no matter where I am. But anyway, I was never hugged and told that I was loved when I was a little girl, because I lived in an extended Italian household, and all they did was shut up and eat. That's how we were raised.
Yeah.
Manja.
So when they come up to me and put their hands on me, I used to say, get your hands off me. I said, don't say you love me. You don't even know who I am. But when I really learned the deep, deep meaning of what it means to truly be loved, to love yourself, first of all, and how to love somebody else. And I give them credit that, because I would never have known anything about my Heavenly Father and his son. So I just wanted to throw that in, because that's why I'm here, because I have a lot of compassion and love inside me.
You know,
in spite of my
Gail, what I might say is you would have learned that wherever you would have gone.
Well, I didn't go to church until I did until I was in high school.
You would have discerned that through you would have learned it, because you it's within you.
Well, thank you.
And I will say, Gail, when you mentioned about learning because of the books that we would study from, I didn't like you. I didn't attend a church service until I was in high school. And funny story is how you used to, like, as a teenager, if you would sneak clothes out of the house to like go to a party or something. I snuck church clothes out of the house when I spent the night with one of my
Wow.
girlfriends, because they were going to church that Sunday, and I couldn't tell my mom, oh, I'm going to go to church with my friend, and you know,
Wow.
Sunday morning. And that was the first time that I ever went to church. So I snuck and went to church. But when I did leave the religion and I started attending church, I kept those books, because I kept like the book of Bible stories, like for my child, and I kept the Greatest Man, because for the same thing, because I feel like the foundation of it, as far as learning the teaching and knowing God and knowing, you know, how to love and how to treat your fellow human, that is pretty solid. It's the interpretations and it's the the misinterpretation and the manipulation part of it that
And
lost
I
me.
mean, what I'm going to say to you too is it resonated with you because of you.
Mm-hmm.
It resonated with Gail because of Gail. It
Mm-hmm.
resonated. And that's the beautiful difference in people.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
Hi, San Diego.
Hey,
Hi.
how you all doing?
Good.
That's good. Yeah, I remember Gail just brought something up. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I was a victim of that 2 times before this time that came around. So, but I think the difference this time around is now that I had a plan and strategic plan to do something versus not knowing about any of the communities or if they were around back then or not. So everything's always a growing up experience. You just got to learn from your mistakes and then just keep going and moving forward. And since I finally went from Pimo to Faded back in January, I think that was just one of those. I've been doing stuff that I just never thought I would be doing. And as far as like, I mean, I had the privilege of going up to New York, visiting all of you out there. I guess now that Seth blew open the invitation, I'll have to make my way to St. Louis one of these times. So,
Fabulous.
but yeah, so looking forward to Las Vegas. Shaq Composer and I were talking a couple of days ago, so we already got our plan. So it sounds like he's going to be there Thursday evening the same way as I am. So we might end up probably going out maybe just for a little bit after I land the plane. It's going to be a pretty long day starting work and then just heading straight to the airport right afterwards Thursday. But looking forward to it. It should be fun meeting more of the bloggers and those who are coming out and of the community. And, I just can't believe my eyes I mean, from the very first time when I met all of you up here when I was timid and shy and everything like that, to now all of a sudden seeing how quick this community has grown on just the Wednesday night channel by itself. So it's like been an interesting experience.
Thank you, San Diego. And we really appreciated meeting you in person and you flying out to New York from California.
You added so much to the reunion.
Yes. And so just for everybody's information, in case you didn't catch it, San Diego is talking about the meetup that's going to be in Las Vegas, September 26th and 27th. Are those the dates?
Yes, Friday, September 26th and 27th. And then I think everybody is taking off Sunday morning, I'm guessing, unless they're leaving Saturday night. So,
Right.
so yeah,
Right.
so everybody, Jaron and I, we were talking. So it's just, he just said that, like, his email, just give him an email, or if you have it, I think it's JeronBenton@gmail.com. So if anybody wants to email him to so he can get an exact number, I mean, whoever's all going or whoever wants to go, he basically told me to give it out, get the email out there. So,
Hey, Ivy, have you been to any meetups?
No, I have not. I hadn't even heard of any meetups, but they sound
Well, when we
definitely sound like something I would like to.
where in Texas are you?
I'm in Houston.
Houston. Okay. We know someone near Houston we can connect you with. But Joe and I went out to Texas. Actually, it was a cross country road trip all the way to California. But our destination, one of the destinations, was in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
So we had a little mini meetup. And I believe Gail White, is near Houston. And she drove out to Fort Worth. And there was another another woman. She was in Fort Worth. So we had like a little mini meetup and it was really nice. So what I can do is I can give you her information and maybe you can get together sometime.
Yeah, I like that.
She wrote a book. Gail White is her name. And she was on 6 Screens for a while. But she got busy with her business and she hasn't been on. But it was really nice to meet her in person.
Cool. Sounds cool.
Yeah. But meetups are really nice. Even if it's like a couple people, it doesn't have to be a large group.
Right.
She's in Humble, Texas. Humble?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
humble. Well, it's we say humble, but
Humble.
yeah,
Humble.
that's not too far for me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll send you her information.
Okay.
Nice. And we had our first ExJW convention the beginning of August. It was near Boston. I don't know if you heard of that one.
I hadn't heard of any kind of meetups at all.
Okay.
Like
Well,
when I say I stumbled upon the communities, it's like within the last maybe 2 months.
yeah, and you put your post out there, and I saw it. Well, anyway, there was the first ExJW convention. It was near Boston, and we were there. Gail was there. A bunch of people. Rick Fearon he's been doing activism for 20 years, and he has his own program, Six Screens.
You probably are you familiar with Six Screens?
No.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah,
Six
every
Screens
Saturday
of the Watchtower. It's
every
called.
Saturday night. He does
Okay.
this, but
Oh, no,
everybody calls in on the phone.
He's done it for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's 77. He hasn't
Oh wow.
missed. He hasn't missed a weekend.
No.
He hasn't missed one.
He even did one from the hospital. He's done them from all different
He's
places.
dedicated to it, and
He is.
has done tremendous service.
So he put
in
together
pulling
this convention, and we had it at a Hilton.
Yeah.
And it was great. We had all these different speakers come on, and we said, if it's anything like, a JW convention, we're leaving. But it wasn't.
No, it
We
wasn't.
had dancing. Oh, Barbara, do you know Barbara Anderson?
I know nobody.
Okay. All right. Barbara Anderson was on Dateline. She was at Bethel. She blew the whistle on Watchtower about the CSA.
Yeah.
Because she was working. She was working there.
Yeah.
She was in the writing department. So anyway, Barbara Anderson is in her 80s, and she was at this convention, and Joe and I got to dance with her. She is a dancer. She she went to Arthur Murray School of Dancing, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
And we had such a good time. So it was nothing like a convention.
No.
I was just gonna ask. I was like, did they call it a convention, like to make it seem like it's gonna be like one of those?
My point of view was it was really a conference.
Yeah, we didn't like saying the word
because we
convention.
wanted to get together, confer with each other.
Right.
It was good.
Let me add something in there. Although I liked calling it a convention because I got to use that in my activism when talking to some of them.
Good.
I said, oh great! I just came back from my convention. We just had a convention, and it was great. The sisters at the cart, their ears pop up because they don't preach anymore. They stand at a cart. Their ears, oh, what congregation are you in? Oh, I'm not in a congregation. Oh, what do you mean convention? Well, I got to explain. So that was
good.
That was a hoot.
You can say you're in a congregation. You're in the ExJW congregation.
ExJW congregation.
That's right.
You can just say
it's the Wednesday congregation.
Say ExJWFriends. I'm in ExJWFriends.com. Oh, Dallas has been waiting patiently.
Hello, Dallas. Where are you, Dallas?
You got to put your microphone on, Dallas.
Hello, my buddy.
Well, hi y'all.
Hi, Dallas.
I've been having problem. I've been needing to use my Ricolas, but I can get on. I just thought I'd welcome Ivy.
Yeah, Dallas, you were in Texas for a while, weren't you?
I was. I lived in the DFW Metroplex, outside of it.
Oh, okay, nice to meet you, Dallas.
But I ain't native. In McKinney.
Oh, near McKinney. Okay, I'm familiar. I've never been in McKinney, but I'm familiar with like where it is on the map.
But I ain't native. I'm actually native to Pennsylvania.
Okay, nice to meet you, and thank you for the welcome.
But now you
Texas
live
is such a small state, though. I mean,
know.
I mean, we're the biggest state there is.
That's right.
I've been here
And-
all my life, and I haven't been all over the state.
I can imagine.
I haven't. I lived all those that time I lived there. I ain't seen all the state myself either.
And now you live in North Carolina, right, Dallas?
Yes, North Carolina.
Yep. Is that where you picked up your accent?
It got from I have North Carolina relatives and being from rural Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
From the rural side, we are more closer to Appalachians.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Boy, last time we were through Pennsylvania, we had a great trip. I love driving through Pennsylvania.
Which area of Pennsylvania?
It was we went down to
I gotta remember.
I always
Not
forget the
Allentown.
yeah, Allentown.
Allentown.
We went down to they had a makers fair in Kempton, PA, and we stayed in Allentown, and then we drove up through the west side of Pennsylvania,
Rural. Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful.
through the mountains.
Yep.
And we picked up some soft coal for forging because
Yeah.
Joe's been forging.
Yeah.
And we found a nice, real nice man.
Yeah. He knew our area, and that's what it's like, just meeting new people.
Wherever we go, we meet nice people.
Beautiful people.
It's like wherever
I'm from South Central York area.
York, PA.
But in a rural area outside.
Is that where you were born?
That's where I'm from, native.
Native, okay.
And 17 years before arriving in Texas and 14 years in Texas, then North Carolina.
How long in North Carolina?
2018 June.
Oh, okay, not too long.
But
go ahead.
November of 2004 to June 2018 in Texas.
Wow. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Dallas?
I do.
Go ahead.
I got aunts, uncles.
Are they Jehovah's Witnesses?
I got 2 aunts that are.
But brothers? Your brothers?
I don't know. In active one that's not, but I have one that's excommunicated, and we do text each other. We even call each other sometimes, and we love each other.
That's beautiful.
Nice. Love it.
And we know we love each other every time we reunite. We just know.
It's beautiful.
We never lose our love ever, no matter how old we get.
Yep. That's beautiful.
And y'all, is one of my aunts, she lives in Laurel, Maryland.
Laurel, Maryland?
Yes.
Laurel, okay.
It's halfway between Baltimore and Washington.
Baltimore and Washington. Oh.
Laurel.
Okay. Yeah, we drove through Baltimore to Washington.
And I don't ever want to do it again.
Oh my goodness. Bumper to bumper. We actually hit a car's mirror.
No, it wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad, but that's how close we were.
Just horrible. It's just terrible traffic. Terrible.
And there's Route 1 that is a main road that goes right through, directly through Laurel.
Oh.
Okay, Route 1. Well, maybe that's not so bad.
It's one of the longest roads there is. It goes from Maine to Florida. That's how long it is.
Wow.
Maine to Florida.
1.
Oh, Route 1. Yeah, that's the coastal.
U.S. Route 1.
Yeah. It's on the coast, and it follows the ocean.
It goes through.
Go ahead.
Every New England state except Vermont.
Okay, yeah,
Wow.
because Vermont is not on the ocean.
Huh.
Yeah, Route 1.
It's a long road.
It is.
Lord, it's because have relatives in Fairfax and an uncle there and aunt, uncle, and cousin in Dale City, Virginia,
Wow. Relatives all over.
and grandparents at one time in Arlington,
Virginia.
Arlington, Virginia.
Nice.
Wild Walls. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking at the comments here. Wild Wall said, Fran, was Baltimore worse than the traffic you and Joe told me about in Charlotte, North Carolina, when you came down this way? Yes.
It was worse. It was worse.
Charlotte was just busy because
Yeah.
it was, it was a Saturday, and it was Saturday
Yeah.
afternoon.
But
Baltimore
was just insane.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you got people going into Washington.
Stay away.
Yeah, Washington, D.C. It's like no matter what time of day you go there,
And-
we
yeah.
tried to go a time and
You can't
miss
win.
the
You
traffic.
can't win.
Anyway. Oh, dear.
We went over the bridge that got collapsed by the ship
Yeah. Not too.
the day before, or several days before.
Yeah.
I don't recall where it was exactly, but
I thought this was Dakota's bedtime. Dakota's still up?
Yeah, Coda's still up. It's his bedtime. Tell him night night.
Night, Dakota.
Good night,
Love you,
Dakota.
kids. Love you guys.
Kisses.
Night, Dakota.
Bye.
Good night, Dakota.
Love
Bye-bye.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Take it. Bye.
So Ivy, we stop at 10 o'clock. We started at 7. We had different guests come on, and we talked about
Yeah, and if you want to catch the beginning of it,
Fool
it's
me
all
once.
recorded, so you
Yep.
could go and see.
Yeah. But anyway, we appreciate
What's
you
the
coming
channel?
on.
What's the channel called? 'Cause that's what when you text me, I was like, I gotta get that
Joe and
part.
it's simple. Joe and Fran.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Easy to find. And
Yeah.
Seth and Felicia, you have one too? If I'm reading the screen right.
They just started one.
We do. It's a brand new one. It's all about
I
peacefully protesting. So it's on there. I can put another link in the chat, but it's if you look at ExJW Coulters, it's a play on our last name Coulter. So anyway, yep, it's brand new. We're just having fun with it, and we just want to share a positive message with friends.
I could see a TV series, The Coulters.
That's right. That's pretty good.
Coulters.
Well, it was funny. You guys said something earlier, and I thought, man, that's a book title. That's a good book title.
Oh, dear. Anyone else have anything to say before we... Ruby, what's the movie tonight?
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna have to look because I don't even know what the movie night is. Oh, okay, there we go. Shauna came in clutch. So movie night, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I've never heard of this movie before.
Really?
Ferris
No.
Bueller.
You're gonna love it.
From
Bueller.
1986. So I guess if anybody wants to come watch with us, so we're on Discord. The server is called ExJWFriends, and the link will be in the chat. All you gotta do is click on it. If you're not already a user, just quickly, create a, like a profile or something like that, and then you can join us in the virtual event. So it'll be in the movie room, and I'm gonna stream it as soon as we hop off out of here. So if any of the mods in the chat can post a link. Oh, thanks guys. Okay, perfect. Okay, good, because I'm on a tablet and I'm usually on the computer. So
Yeah, Ruby, just for Ivy's sake, and Discord. What can you do on Discord besides watch movies on Wednesday night?
So what we usually do is chat all the time. There is literally always somebody available any time of day because there's so many different people around the world that somebody will read your message. So it's almost like we just virtually chat all the time. So there's a venting channel, there's a general chat channel, there's different channels within the server that you can, appropriately do what you want. We got social media. If you want to share your social media, if you want to share your art, if you want to share your music, or if you're having a bad day and you need to vent, there's an appropriate space for you to do that. Um, so that's what we kind of do on there. I try to be on there myself, more often than not. I'm a mod on there as well. So I try to kind of welcome everybody, try to make everybody feel included. And so Wednesday night, we do the movie every single Wednesday. After Joe and Fran, whoever wants to continue the party can go over there. And we chat throughout the whole movie too. We are in the chat section watching together and still talking. Like, the party doesn't end on YouTube. So that's really cool for anybody who's a night owl. You can go on there and join us over there. Um, and we also used to have like uh therapists and things like that have a live show but private. Like Discord is just for members and it's a more private group. So we used to have a show and we would just hop on there and talk with one another in a more private setting. You might not feel comfortable speaking about your story on YouTube for the whole world, but you want a private, space. So we used to do that back then. um I want to start doing that again, maybe soon in the future. I don't know. We're gonna gauge the interest. Um, but basically, it's like a Facebook, but just for us type of thing. So if you want to join us on there, click the link in the chat, and it'll direct you, to make a profile, join the server, and you can hang out with anybody. There's people from London. There's people from, you know, different countries, literally. So that's kind of cool. Different people in different time zones. So there's always at least something to do or somebody to talk to, because this community,
Ruby,
yeah.
when can we have a 7 a.m. show for us bus drivers who have to wake up super, super early?
No, I I agree with you. I agree
I'm,
with you
I'm just
because
kidding.
there's but sometimes I break night and I wish there was like a 2 a.m. type of show. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhere where we could like hang out on Friday nights since we don't have to wake up if you don't work on Saturday or whatever. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna explore those things. So yeah, if you want to join us, everybody in the chat. I'll be there around 10 p.m. So in about 5 minutes, I'll give everybody a few minutes just to kind of hop on. But just a quick comment to Ivy. Thank you for joining us tonight. I truly appreciate you sharing your story and your field. You say you worked with children and how you yourself have seen the signs of how that can affect people, especially children. I'm super interested in that because I was shunned as a child, as a minor. And I think that kind of damage is different, especially for, not minimizing an adult's experience, but it's kind of worse when you're a kid and you have to do it regardless. You're a minor, you're in a JW household, and that that kind of for example, it kind of stunted me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I stopped mentally growing at 17, when I was shunned. That's when my life was over, my social life, my everything. So I am super interested and really want you to come back and kind of talk about these subjects if you can, if you want to, because I would love to know with your profession how you perceive these issues, in your perspective.
Yeah, I would absolutely welcome that conversation because that is actually a conversation that I recently had with a few cousins because of the exact word you said was stunted. They felt like they were stunted in a lot of ways. So yes,
Well,
that's
we'd love
definitely a
to.
conversation we can have.
We would love to have you back, Ivy. So you let us know your schedule, and we appreciate everyone coming on tonight, being patient, giving everybody a chance to talk. We have such a wonderful community here. We're so proud of you and so proud to be part of it.
Very glad.
Good night,
Thank you,
Thank you
Dallas.
all.
everybody.
Good
Thank
night,
you
Good
all.
night,
Ivy.
everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night,
Ivy,
Kev.
welcome
Love
to
you.
the family
Thank
now.
you.
Good night,
Thank
San
you so much.
Diego.
Night.
Good night,
Welcome
All
to the
right,
Jonathan.
y'all
family.
meet y'all over at the
The
movie.
movie.
At
Y'all
the
join
movies.
us now.
Okay. Love y'all. Good
Good
night.
night.
Nighty night, Dallas.
Keep living your lives with love.
That's right. Thank you.